wide open up the middle.
Yeah, that right there, and that's Rayshawn Jackson over there in the slot position for Fulton. He ran his route towards the outside, looked like it was going to be an out route, then cut it back over the middle and snuck in behind those linebackers. But I think Tommy right there was looking for that outside man because Campbell County's playing deep off the ball. I think right there, like you said, Parker, you just got to look back over the middle and see what you got. Hard throw to make, but I think it could have been completed.
3rd and 10 from the 15 in Campbell County territory. Mccovery goes in motion. They fake that way. They come near side screen to Gibson, and Campbell County sniffs it out. There's nothing there. No gain on the play as C.J. Allen, their fine player, makes the tackle, and it is going to be 4th down for the Falcons, and they're going to insert Joseph Mojica into the game to an attempt and a field goal here.
Seems like that's been the one thing Fulton has struggled with the outside screen is the line always runs past who they're supposed to block.
Well, you've got a different right tackle in there. The line's got to get off the ball. Your center, right guard, and right tackle have got to get out in front of your back, and right there, they're just not. They're not doing it.
33-yard field goal attempt by Mojica. The kick is up, and the kick is
no good.
No good. Looked like it was a good kick, but it must have been maybe wide to the right. So Fulton gives up a great scoring opportunity, and Campbell County going for the fake on 4th down. It does not hurt them as the Cougars will take over possession of the football 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line, and you feel like that for the Falcons was a major missed opportunity. 1st and 10 inside the 15 and can't score.
Well, you had the big play by Mccovery, and then you get down there and you squander your opportunities by not blocking. They blocked excellent on that 3rd and short to pick up a big gain. And then they get down there, and I guess they just think that a score's going to be handed to them, but they just didn't. They didn't close out that drive, and Fulton struggles with that.
The kick by Mojica had the distance, but it missed directionally.
I think they're sending an official up here for score.
Yeah, because the clock was running after the last incomplete pass. So that is the second time in the last 3 games that we've had scoreboard issues, which we've been good about that the other games, and why tonight? So Campbell County will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Hunter White, the quarterback, he's a junior. Allen's a junior. You take a look at this Campbell County team, it's relatively young. Of their wide receivers, Ferguson is a sophomore. Shepard is a senior. Shanks is a sophomore. Jones is a sophomore. Williams is a senior. So 3 of the 5 receivers that you will see out there
you'll have back,
plus the quarterback and your running back, who's one of the top statistically in East Tennessee.
Yeah, and Russell, that's something we mentioned last year when we had to go to La Follette for this game is the team is so young and they already have an insane amount of talent all over the ball.
Well, I was talking to Coach Hedrick before the game, and, I mean, he said up front, this is probably the best running back they'll see this season, if not the second best.
White out of the shotgun. Allen is the running back. This time Campbell County will go with an H-back and 2 receivers to the right side of the formation, 1 to the near. Handoff goes to Allen, bouncing to the outside, and he's going to be stood up and dropped. First man there was Keenan Vaughn. Fulton actually ripped the ball away, but he was down, as it's going to be a loss of 2 back to the 18-yard line. And 2nd down and 12 upcoming for the Cougars. With 6:16 remaining in the first quarter, no score in this crucial Region 3 5A football game between Fulton and Campbell County.
Yeah, 3 and out right here would be huge to get the ball back with a decent amount of field.
Fulton's got to keep pushing them back. You got to win the battle at the line of scrimmage.
There's White, sends running back in motion. They're going to set up middle screen. Pass is going to be complete. He's got blocking out front, and it will be a 1st down for the Cougars. Middle screen goes to the H-back, who is Desmond Gilbert, and he had blocking, and he rumbles up through for a 1st down up to the 31-yard line.
And that's just the inexperience of Fulton right there showing. In that secondary and that middle linebacker core, they've got to realize that receiver's going back across the field to sneak in behind the offensive line. Credit to Campbell County's offensive line for getting out in front.
1st and 10. Cougars quickly over the football. Here's the snap. They're going to throw. Pass is going to be complete, but then a big hit made by Peebles as making the diving catch is going to be Peyton Ferguson.
Great ball placement and a great catch right there. Held on to it through the hip. Most guys fumble that one.
2nd down. It's a gainer on the play. as the ball is up at the 37-yard line. Two receivers far side. Handoff goes to Allen. Stood up again and will be dropped for another 2-yard gain. Again, Bill Anderson in on the tackle for Fulton. Also Stokes and Vaughn, as that's just not going to be something that Campbell County is going to get much out of tonight. Is Allen running north and south?
Yeah, I mean, you appreciate the effort there to try and establish that. But if you look back on film, you've got to know one area Fulton has not struggled at this year much is that front seven.
3rd and 7 upcoming for Campbell County. 3 receivers to the left side of the formation. Fulton set to rush 4. White gets it. Hit as he throws. Pass is going to be complete on a slant and then caught by Shanks, and then Shanks dropped it. And now the officials are going to confer whether that is a catch and a fumble, which he recovered, or an incomplete pass. Still, it will be 4th down. And they're going to say it is an illegal shift against Campbell County. Fulton will decline the penalty.
Yeah, you got to take the 4th down there, I believe. No, you don't want to give them another shot.
Yeah, we've seen, I mean, even on that screenplay, you saw how Campbell County can just pick up an easy 6 or 7 off of something that simple. Right now, backed up in their own territory, I think they've got to punt this one.
So in is Shanks, who faked the last punt. Let's see if Campbell County will try it again. It was a good-looking play. Fulton just executed well. Peebles back deep to receive for Fulton. Shanks, end-over-end kick, is going to bounce down the field, and it's going to get a nice roll for the Cougars and be down at the 19-yard line. So a good punt and roll by Campbell County, and the Falcons will be backed up. No score in this football game. 3:52 remaining in the first quarter here between Fulton and Campbell County.
Right there, Campbell County in punt formation. Actually seeing them punt, it looks like that's going to be the thing tonight is you just got to pooch it down the field and see if you can't get the right roll.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to kind of test the waters with that first one. I still don't agree with going for a fake that early in the game, but I believe that kind of showed that you're not going to get one on 4th down by this team.
1st and 10 for the Falcons. 3:52 remaining in the first quarter. Fulton will have 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Sweat out of the shotgun. Gives it. Handoff is going to go to the running back, bouncing to the outside. And being slung down at the 20 is going to be Mccovery. As he had some running room, maybe we'll get a yard running to the right.
The offensive line is just sluggish. They've got to get out in front of their blocks. I mean, you've got to create the hole for the running back, and they're not creating the hole.
Yeah, you can't count on him to punch out his own every play.
They're just trying to stalemate somebody. You've got to clear them out. You've got to make the hole.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. It was a gain of 2. Mccovery still at running back. Gibson is the H-back, comes in motion. Sweat gets the snap, handoff, goes to Mccovery. Trying to knife his way through, will maybe get it up to the 25, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Falcons. We've not seen Chenault so far in the game at running back, as Mccovery has gotten the start and played most of this first quarter. 3rd and 5. 2:46 remaining in the first quarter. Sweat looks over to the sideline. Again, Fulton with 2 receivers, far side. Tommy gets the snap. Looks to throw. Pass is going to be overthrown and incomplete. Intended for Rayshawn Jackson up at the 31-yard line. Overthrown. It'll be 4th down, and the Falcons will be forced to punt.
Well, it looked like that outside linebacker just got underneath him there, and he wasn't able to outrun him, so Tommy just kind of having to airmail it in there, hoping it doesn't get picked off.
Well, right there, I also think the receiver ran more of an out route, and it looked like Tommy was going to throw more of a corner route right there, and it just wasn't deep enough by the receiver.
So Campbell County being set up for good field position here, as Jenkins will be in to punt. This will be Fulton's first punt of the game. Vaughn set to snap it away for the Falcons. 3 seconds on the play clock. Good snap. Nice high kick. Is going to take a bounce, and it's going to roll on the 50-yard line and die on the 50-yard line and be touched down. So good field position for Campbell County after the punt by Jaden Jenkins. And you feel like here in the early going, this is going to be a field position ball game, and Fulton did not take advantage of their good field position when they had it.
Yeah, and it's like we'd mentioned in pregame whenever we still had Jackson up here. We all thought one of the biggest things tonight was going to be defense and who dominates on that side of the ball.
1st and 10 for the Cougars right on the 50-yard line. No score, 2:19 remaining in the first quarter. Campbell County will go with 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. The running back is C.J. Allen. Fulton's done a good job of pinning him up so far. Campbell County throws it out. Pass is going to be complete. Fulton with a couple of big hits, and finally getting brought down is Mikhail Shepard. A helmet came off of Peebles, but that was just too hard to get Shepard down as Fulton had the play well covered, actually drove the blocker into Shepard, but they just couldn't knock him down.
Yeah, I think, actually, in my opinion, Shepard probably would have benefited more from going down to that first point of contact because every time he bounced back up and bumped off of somebody, he kept going back.
Loss of 2, 2nd and 12, but Fulton loses Peebles for a play because his helmet came out. Tyrell Nixon will be in at cornerback now for the Falcons.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised right here to see Justin Price attack at him. One-on-one coverage right here on the end.
Here's White. Looks, underneath pass is going to be complete to Shanks. Down into Fulton territory at the 48-yard line. Short gain of about 4, and it'll be 3rd down again for Campbell County.
Fulton got bailed out right there by an inexperienced quarterback. Right there, wide receiver on the far side of the field, wide open at the 25. I think right there he needed to go to his second look, and that was 6 for Campbell County.
3rd down. The socially distanced crowd, some come to their feet. Just under a minute remaining in the first quarter. Here's White, going to roll out. Steps up, pass is going to be caught on a diving catch for a 1st down right on the marker. Coming back to the football, Peyton Ferguson down to the 39, and the Cougars convert on 3rd down, and we'll get a fresh set of downs in Fulton territory.
Cut close on that one. That was almost a one-hopper.
Well, what a route by the receiver. Got to the sticks. That's all you needed.
A bunch of 3 to the far side. They'll go that way. Again to Ferguson, and Ferguson will grind forward down to the 35, maybe to the 34, but there is a flag down over on the Campbell County sideline as they had blocking on that far side as they just rose up and threw it quick.
Could be the area
to the wide receiver Ferguson, and it will be a hold against Campbell County. And these penalties can be critical. As it will move the football back to the 47-yard line. Instead of 2nd and short, it's going to be 1st and 18 for Campbell County with 23 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Campbell County will have one more play here in this first quarter.
If they even choose to take it.
They're going to have to snap it. There's 9 seconds on the play clock, 11 on the game clock. White. Back to pass, setting up that screen. Pass is going to be complete to Allen, and Allen breaks through a tackle and gets it down inside the 40, down to the 37-yard line, as Fulton had to hold on for dear life as they go to the running back screen. And a nice gainer on 1st down for the Cougars as the first quarter comes to a close here from Bob Blackfield. Final home game for the Falcons in 2020. No score at the end of the first quarter. We'll take a 60-second break and be back as you listen to Fulton football on WKCS Radio.
911, what is your emergency?
My kid shot himself.
All right, where's the wounds?
911, what's your emergency?
Please help. My son shot his brother.
911, what is your emergency?
Okay. 911, please state your emergency.
Every day, 8 kids and teens are unintentionally killed or injured by loaded and unlocked guns.
It wasn't locked. It wasn't locked.
Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and End Family Fire.
America, your children have an amazing superpower. That's right. They can help save lives by simply washing their hands. Just 20 seconds of thorough hand washing after they've coughed or sneezed or been outside can help fight against the dastardly spread of germs. Armed with only soap and water and hands, your superhero can protect you, your family, and everyone out there in America land. Amazing! Find out more at coronavirus.gov. A message from the CDC and the Ad Council.
Here we
Gave us a little
second
something.
down upcoming for Campbell County as the game resumes. Second down and 8 for the Cougars as no score in this game. Campbell County will have it at the Fulton 37-yard line.
Russell, we were just talking in break. Fulton's got to get some energy. They've got to have that big play. They've got to have a stop here. And I think that Parker, it's going to be a defensive battle we've seen in the first quarter.
White with Allen split to his left. They'll give it to Allen. Quick hitter up the middle, has running room. Bounces to the outside and will have a first down as he gets it inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line. Just a quick hitter, and that time Campbell County made a hole, and C.J. Allen gets loose for a Cougar first down.
Well, Fulton just standing on their heels. They don't know what to do.
Yeah, so far they're looking all right on the edges outside the tackle box, but it's like they need to work on filling that gap up the middle, as he's just been able to find it every time with no problem.
First and 10 at the 28. Two receivers on both sides of the formation. Now Shepard goes in motion. They give it to Allen, breaks a tackle, cuts up, and grinds forward down to the 23-yard line.
And Fulton right there at the play in the backfield. They've got to realize you need to blow everyone up back there. In a read option, you need to hit the quarterback too, because he's giving himself up right there.
Yeah, it doesn't. Even if they don't have it, put a lid on him somewhere. Just a little bump and run just to throw off the motion.
This drive started right on the 50-yard line. Campbell County has it at the Fulton 24.
Oh, Campbell County so far has taken good advantage of the field position they were given. You're only having to work with half the field. What can we do?
And the slow tempo probably favors Campbell County a little bit. Setting up screen, pass is going to be complete. And being brought down is going to be Shanks after he grinds forward to a first down as they go screen on the left side to the sophomore receiver, Mason Shanks. And the Cougars move the chains again.
Well, so far, that's all Campbell County's done. A little dink and dunk stuff right here where they just do a quick handoff or they try and get the offensive lineman out on a screen. Fulton's got to realize that. Throw something off. Send a blitz on the weak side. You've got to get pressure on that quarterback.
Double twin set for the Cougars. First and 10. Seventh play of the drive. Trying to get the first score of the game. They throw far side, intended for Karan Williams. Pass overthrown and incomplete as they tried the left side.
If you look on the left side, guess who was there? Keenan Vaughn. He beat the left tackle, and he's able to actually get in the backfield and get in the face of the quarterback, and what happens? It's a bad throw. Fulton's got to realize that. These corners are playing too far off the ball for the receivers on their screen plays.
Cougars quickly over the football now. Will get set and then back out. And again, kind of the pace shortens the game down a little bit, which for Fulton, that may be a struggle. It means you've got to take advantage of every opportunity. Handoff Allen up the middle with running room, and he's going to go into the end zone for a touchdown.
Arm tackles aren't going to get it done.
Poor tackling.
Well, and they found what they needed right there. C.J. Allen right up the middle, 17 yards for the touchdown, and Campbell County's on the board first as they lead 7-0. Or actually 6-0, pending the extra point.
1, 2, 3. 3 tackles broken right there. All 3 people that should have had him wrapped up.
So a gift from the Falcons.
Not to mention that was, probably another 10 yards after the first contact.
Carr to attempt the extra point. Here's the snap. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Campbell County on the board first. 9:56 remaining in the first half. Cougars 7, Falcons nothing. Back in 60 seconds as you listen to Fulton football on WKCS Radio.
There are many sounds in your day-to-day life. There are sounds that wake you up. Sounds that make you smile. Sounds that energize you. And sounds that help you relax. But there are some sounds that can alert you to danger and can help save lives. Wireless emergency alerts, now on many mobile devices, use a unique sound and vibration to bring you information about severe weather events, Amber Alerts, or other emergencies in your area. With critical information from local sources you know and trust, you can be in the know, wherever you are. For more information, visit ready.gov/alerts. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Carr is set to kick it away for the Cougars as they're going to try an onside kick. The ball bounces around, and it's been picked up by Campbell County. Onside kick. Campbell County going for it right here, and they got it. As the ball went into the hands of C.J. Roach, he just couldn't haul it in. It bounced away, rolled down the field, and there was nobody else there to cover. And Campbell County will have it again, 1st and 10.
Let it go.
At the 42-yard line.
I think you let it go.
I think it's going out of bounds.
It's going too hard. Let it go. You're going the opposite way. It's coming 115 miles an hour at you. Let it go.
And I think Coach Justin Price sees that the Falcons are a little down in the daubers, so to speak. And I think he's going to try to go for the jugular here early.
Well, here comes another short drive for Campbell County. If they can dink and dunk their way down the field with quick handoffs, they're going to score right again.
From the Fulton 42, leading 7-0. They throw it out. Pass is going to be complete. Getting to the outside, and a first down goes Mikhail Shepard. But a flag is down right at the line of scrimmage, and this could be holding again.
Well, I'm seeing poor angles, poor tackling, and
zero coverage for that coming out of the backfield.
And zero mental awareness from Fulton.
And it will be a hold against the Cougars.
I mean,
are you going to start preaching Lyle Jones mental toughness?
Well, I'm seeing a defense out here that just looks like they're caught on their heels on every play, and they act like they haven't seen an offense like this before. I mean,
it's not like they're running some fancy offense.
It's just
bare
a bunch
bones.
of screens, and it's just a bunch of handoffs right up the middle. The front seven we've praised has not showed up tonight, and our corners and our safeties, they're playing too far off. I mean, look on the far side right now.
You know they've been going to handoffs and screens, and you've got guys that are playing 8-9 yards off the ball.
Well, guys, you've got to understand. I mean,
we're overcritical.
The lack of preparation, the situation at hand.
Coming off fall break,
yes,
too.
Makes this very hard. Here's White going to throw it out to Shepard, bouncing to the outside. Fulton misses another tackle, and finally he'll be brought down for a 3-yard loss.
Well, right there they came downhill. They're starting to pick up on those screens. They were 9 yards off the ball, but they're coming downhill. That's what they've got to see in film, and whenever they go to halftime, that's what they've got to praise, is if they're doing that right, they're going to blow it up.
Loss on the play, back to the 46-yard line.
Second, a little over 20, it looks
Five
like.
wide receivers here. Second down and long for the Cougars. 8:48 remaining in the first half. 7-0 is the score.
I'd watch this point on this bunch right here.
Three receivers to the right. Low snap, picked up. White is going to be hit and dumped. Hit and dumped. It's going to be a sack. And it's going to be 3rd and long for the Cougars as it's a loss of 2 as the play took a little bit too long to develop. And White got blasted from the backside.
Starting to see some energy out of this defense now.
Yeah, the front four for Fulton, getting off the line of scrimmage, getting off the ball.
Cougars over the football again. 5 receivers. 8 minutes remaining here in the first half. Campbell County with a 7-0 lead, trying to take advantage of the onside kick. Screen again, center of the field, and being hit down is going to be Allen on the wide receiver screen. Stopped at the 48. Going to be a gain of only a couple, and the Cougars should punt it away here. So a good job by the defense to bounce back.
Well, and right there, we talked about the inexperience and the lack of preparation for this week because of the situations that they were thrown into. But the young guys are starting to pick up on it. The screens that were working earlier, your linemen are starting to feel that pressure give, and they're sniffing it out. That play right there was stopped by Bill Anderson.
You need an energy play somewhere. Shanks to punt it. Gets the snap. Nice kick. Is going to take a bounce, and it's going to roll and die on the 14-yard line. So good punting by the punter, Mason Shanks. And again, in a game of field position, Fulton had field position early, didn't score. Campbell County got good field position, did score. And now the Falcons are backed up.
Well, even if you don't score on this drive, you've got to move the football. You've got to be able to, if you're forced to punt, you at least have to flip the field.
Yeah. And right now you've got 86 yards you've got to cover if you want to even have hopes of a touchdown.
Yeah.
So the ball will be on the 14.
And Campbell County playing far off the receivers as well. Fulton could probably take advantage on a couple of screens.
Sweat in the shotgun with a single running back. Campbell County to rush 3. Here's Sweat. Looks, going to throw deep. He's got a man down here. Pass overthrown and incomplete.
That
as
was
he had Roach open, but the pass was overthrown.
That was a touchdown.
Oh, and you can hear, I heard Coach Black from up here, you got to run the whole time. And I think, yep, right there. I mean, even though it was just a pause, I think he thought Sweat was going to go underneath with the out route, but that safety
he was going
bit
for the
down.
home run.
Kind of slowed up.
It was wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah, he slowed up a little bit whenever he turned his head to find the ball, but as a wide receiver, you've got to know you have to maintain that speed even when you're looking for the pass.
So the clock stops, 6:56 remaining in the half. Second down, 10 for the Falcons. 3 receivers on the left side of the formation. They dump it off. Pass is going to be complete. And then being slung out of bounds is going to be Rayshawn Jackson, as there just was not blocking out front for him.
And offensively, that's the issue. Fulton's scheme is great so far, but they're just not executing their blocks. When they're running the ball up the middle, the hole isn't there. When they're trying to run the screen, the receivers aren't getting out in front.
Yeah, and you got to get out in front of them, too. I mean, the contact's there, but when you let them get to the outside, that flag is going as soon as they get past you.
Fulton only 1 of 3 on third downs in the game so far. 3 receivers to the right side of the formation. Sweat drops back, steps up, dumps it off. Pass is going to be incomplete. He had a man open. It was Jenkins. Hit him in the hand, incomplete. It would have been a first down, and the Falcons will be forced to punt.
Well, Jenkins, one of those players, Russell, that was thrown into a different situation this week. We see him now lining up at the receiver position. And right there, he tries to go back over the middle. He's open, but a hard throw from Sweat, having to throw on the run.
So 3 and out again for Fulton. And Jenkins will have to punt out of the end zone, and Campbell County set up with good field position again, as back deep to receive is Mikhail Shepard. Jenkins gets it and is going to be, we've got a mess, and he's going to be dumped down at the 5-yard line. It was a bad snap. Jenkins had to run, and Campbell County had it covered. And Jenkins is dumped down at the 5-yard line, and it will be first and goal for the Cougars at the 5-yard line.
Yep.
Broadside, he saved the safety.
Well, safety may have been better.
Yeah.
Because Campbell County is now 5 yards away from making this 14-0.
Whereas it could be 9-0. And
but then you've got to give it back.
But they've also still got to go 70, 60 yards to score. I think at least he didn't give up the touchdown on the snap.
Yep. 6.5 minutes. Here's left in the half. Here's Cougars with the football. Trying to make it a 2-score game. Wide in the shotgun with Allen. 2 receivers left side, 1 to the near. Handoff. They're going to give it to Allen, and he's going to get it down inside the 5, maybe to the 4, possibly back to the original line of scrimmage.
And right here's where that front 7's got to be. They've got to come to life. They've got their back up against the wall. At least make them earn it. If they're going to get in, make them earn it.
Yeah, you got to work for it.
Handoff. Allen again bounces to the outside and is going to run over a tackler and run into the end zone for a touchdown. Bounced it out, got it into the end zone, but there is a flag down at the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be a hold against the Cougars.
Well, and that wasn't a bad effort. I mean, right there, he had to bounce that one out. Your corners came in, but that's just a power back. I mean, he's hard to bring down.
He's hard to contain, and you probably shouldn't be surprised that you're seeing so many holds on Campbell County. They just can't account for Fulton up front.
And Fulton, they're athletes on the outside. They're quick. Yeah. They're elusive. They can see the ball.
You've got the power in the middle and then the speed on the outside.
And that's why we really just haven't seen Campbell County bust a big one. In a normal situation where they're playing a lower-end team, they may have already busted 1 or 2 big ones with the scheme they've already got.
Second and goal from the 15-yard line. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left after the holding penalty. White looks, going to throw in the end zone. Pass is going to be batted away and incomplete. Good coverage. They were looking for Allen in the end zone, and the Falcons batted it away, and it'll be 3rd down.
And that's right there. It looks like Jerrison Gibson in coverage on that one. The linebacker just picking up the back out of the backfield on a simple wheel route, picked him up, and ball was underthrown. And credit to Tommy Sweat coming over top. Safety realized where the ball was going.
Well, you got to give it up right here. You got to keep Campbell County out of the end zone. 3rd down and goal from the 15. Cougars lead 7-0 here in the first half. Trying to add to that lead.
They've got a lot of room on this near sideline.
Rolling out near side. Pressure on. Going to heave it up in the end zone. Overthrown and incomplete.
Fulton sniffed that one out pretty good. The coverage was there. You had a lot of pursuit coming from the backside of that play, too.
Keenan Vaughn was in hot pursuit from the backside as White rolled all the way to the sideline and just threw one up for grabs.
And Campbell County, offensively, their boot is a weird play. Instead of taking the traditional boot where you kind of do a banana peel and
it's sort of like a drop step and straight to the sideline.
It's a drop step and you're running straight back while the guy's going downfield. You're turning a 15-yard throw into a 30-yard throw.
4th and goal. White will be back there by himself. They'll go with 5 receivers on 4th and goal from the 15.
Again, you've got to watch this sideline here. They've got a lot of room on this near sideline being lined up on that far hash.
Now you've got half the field to work with.
They've got a lot of room over here to try and run something.
Yeah, especially as we've seen, they've been very successful with that screen, and when you give someone that much space to execute that, it can be really dangerous.
So timeout wisely asked for by Campbell County here.
And I think defensively for Fulton, the message has got to be don't let them in the maroon. I don't care if they pick up 5 or 6 yards here. Don't let them in the maroon.
And I don't know if this would be the energy play that you need, but Fulton with a bad snap on the punt, and Jenkins was brought down at the 5-yard line. A holding penalty brought Campbell County back, and the Cougars face a 4th and 15 situation here.
Well, and it's a testament to your defense. I mean, Campbell County shot themselves on the foot by a holding penalty, but the guy was also tackled right there in the end zone. So it would have only been a 5-yard pickup. Instead, they're driven back because of the hold, and now Fulton's held their own. I think Fulton's put up a very good defensive fight early in this one. Offensively, they just got to get the ball rolling.
Here's White in the shotgun again with 5 receivers. Going to change the play, talking to all of his receivers, telling them what to do. 15 seconds on the play clock. 4th and goal. They got to score a touchdown to keep the drive alive. White gets the snap, steps up, going to throw. Touchdown, Cougars. Slanting into the end zone was Karan Williams.
Yeah, Williams right there just put his foot in the ground and cut back across the field.
And that was it. He came right over to the middle and then went back across.
And the Cougars get the touchdown to increase the lead to 13-0. And that's just a backbreaker. You almost had them stopped.
It was almost a pick.
So Carr will be in the game to attempt the extra point, and the kick is good. So the special teams mistake comes back to haunt the Falcons. Fulton trails 14-0 with 5:18 remaining in the first half. We'll take a 60-second break and be back as you listen to Fulton football on WKCS Radio.
You're not wired to have a response to this sound. You're neutral to it, and you can hear it repeatedly without feeling anything. But when we introduce a new stimulus, save the food, we've achieved pulling a natural or inborn response from you. Save the food. Why are we doing this, you may ask? Save the food. Because this ad is trying to change the world's behavior through brainwashing. Because 40% of all food in the US never gets eaten. Save the food. And that costs a family of 4 $1,500 a year. Save the food. Cha-ching. It's worsening climate change through the release of methane gas. Save the food. Cha-ching. And it's wasting precious natural resources like our fresh water. Save the food. Cha-ching. So when you hear this sound, don't be neutral. Rethink your behavior. Cook it, store it, share it. Just don't waste it. For tips and recipes, visit savethefood.com. Brought to you by NRDC and the Ad Council.
Campbell County in the end zone again. They lead 14-0. Here's Carr set to kick it away. Not an onside kick this time, but it will be a short kick fielded at the 20-yard line. This is going to be Peebles on the return, and he's going to get a nice return up past the 45 to the 46-yard line. Rondre Peebles caught it on the run. a good kick to return, and the Falcons will have good field position in a situation here where I think it's almost critical. You've got to get the ball into the end zone.
Well, you're not backed up in your own area. You're not breathing down your own neck. You're able to gather yourself here, put together a couple plays, just pick up a first down. That's all you got to keep doing. Just keep the ball moving.
And get some confidence. I think that's what Fulton is so much lacking. 2 running backs in this time for Fulton. Handoff is going to go to Mccovery, and Mack, they got him around the neck and slung him down after about a 3-yard gain up the middle.
Well, that's not a bad pickup on first down. You're moving in the right direction. Now you're at the 50. Maybe a quick pass over the middle, or even go back to that and see if you can't catch them on their heels.
Sean Banks is in as a fullback as they give it to Mccovery again. Hit at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, and driven backwards into Campbell County territory at the 49-yard line. It'll be a gain of 1, and the Falcons quickly will have a 3rd and about 6 situation upcoming.
Well, again, we've got to get out in front. We've got to open up that hole right there. Defensive lineman just reaching out and grabbing Mccovery. We've got to seal that block. You've got to get turned.
Yeah, and you might be able to, get by with that if you're working with a lot of field. But when they're running to the short side of the field, that's not going to cut it.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of room to bounce on this side.
Single back set this time. Falcons trying to convert a 3rd down. 4 seconds on the play clock. Got to snap it. Tommy gets it in time. Has time to throw. Now the pressure breaks down, rolls out, looking, puts his head down and tries to reach for a first down, but I don't think he exactly knew where he was on the field. I think he thought the marker, the line of scrimmage marker was the first down marker, steps out of bounds short of a first down. It's going to be 4th down and 3, and I think you've got to go for it here.
Yeah, you've got to go for it at this point.
Well, even if you punt it, you flip the field, but you get no points. If you go for it, you're 4 yards away.
You still have them on their side of the field.
From keeping it.
2 receivers far side. Falcons going for it on 4th down. Mccovery in motion. Sweat's going to keep it, and the protection breaks down, and he's going to be dumped as the Falcons are snuffed out on 4th down. No gain on the play, and the Cougars will take over at the 46-yard line.
They just got blown up. I think Campbell County sniffed that one out really good.
That right there is all Campbell County.
Yeah. That's their front 7. Got back there on that play. Fulton didn't sell it.
No, and they were all in the backfield by the time he'd finished his drop step.
So Campbell County will have 3:37 here to try to put one in the end zone, leading 14-0. White will be in the shotgun. Allen, the running back. Double twin set. Fulton will rush 4. Handoff goes to Allen, looking for running room, and will be spun down for a loss back at the 45-yard line. Fulton will get the football first to open up the second half.
Well, they've got to stop Campbell County from scoring right here, and that's a great way to do it. Keep moving them backwards.
And Campbell County taking so long to snap the football or shortening the game down, which means every possession for Fulton is going to be critical.
They eat a lot of clock in their drives.
2nd down and 11. Cougars looking at the sideline here. They'll go with 3 receivers to the left. They'll throw. Pass is going to be complete for a gain, and then being slung down is going to be Shepard, as they'll get a gain of about 4 down to up to the 49-yard line, and it will be 3rd down and 7 upcoming for the Cougars as Sweat makes the tackle.
And right there, that's your safety. That's Tommy Sweat, your safety. He's playing a little up right on that play because it's a 3-man set on that far side. With him playing up, he stops that.
And that's the other thing. Him playing up like that, it's going to be a whole lot easier for him to bail than it is him running downfield to stop him mid-pass.
Yeah, with him playing up, that turns a 4-yard gain, whereas if he was playing back, that's probably a
first
7
down.
or 8.
Yeah.
3rd and 7. 5 receivers out for the Cougars. They throw underneath. Pass is going to be complete. And then getting down into Fulton territory at the 46 is going to be Allen. It's going to be 4th and 2 here for the Cougars, and I would think
you've got to dial up a stop because they're going.
Fulton struggling offensively. Why not go for it?
Well, not only that, if they can chew, I mean, they still have 25 seconds to chew off this clock.
And they are going to go for it on fourth down. The last time they went for it on fourth down, it was a touchdown. The previous time, they faked a punt, and Fulton snuffed it out. And it looks like at this point, Campbell County is going to run the clock down and ask for a timeout here, as they do with 1 second remaining on the play clock and 1:20 remaining on the game clock here in the first half.
With 0 timeouts now, I think if I'm Campbell County, I just punt it. I think make them
work for it.
There's a minute 20 on the clock. If you punt it, Fulton's got to go 90 yards. If you can get it that far, if you can get it to about the 10-yard line or so, they've got to go 90 yards with 1:20 on the clock.
Yeah, and 1:20 on the clock, 3 timeouts. You'll be hard-pressed to find a football team at any level that can make that happen.
Well, the Cougars have played aggressive football tonight, and the aggressive move is going to be to go for it, more than likely. But is it the wise decision for the Cougars? And it looks like Shanks is in there, so they may be getting ready to punt it.
You still got to be careful with a fake.
Yeah, I mean, first drive out, they fake a punt. You know they're not scared to.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if
White is one of the upbacks, so they could snap it to him
and throw it, or they can snap it to him and run it.
Yeah. So this is not necessarily a punt, even though they're in punt formation here on 4th and 2. And they'll snap it. They will punt it. Shanks gets it off, and it will bounce. Oh, takes a nice bounce and rolls dead at the 10-yard line.
Why'd you have to say 90 yards, Corbin?
With a minute.
You couldn't have said 80 something.
Well, that was about as good of a job as you could do on the punt if you're Shanks. And the Falcons will have it 1st and 10 at their own 10-yard line.
No.
So there was a sideline warning assessed against one of the teams. I believe it was against Campbell County, which doesn't really mean much. But now, 1:07. Fulton has 3 timeouts. Campbell County only has 1.
Well, that's the best thing for Fulton. They've got 3 timeouts. If they can run another pick play like they did early and try and get the safety down, hit him over top.
Sweat in the shotgun with 2 running backs in the block. Sweat's going to throw it deep, looking for Rayshawn Jackson. Just overthrown and incomplete.
I don't even know if that was overthrown.
I think that was thrown perfectly.
Yeah, it was right in the basket, just fell between the hands.
I think he got his head caught the wrong way and didn't completely see it in.
Yeah, and that's one of the dangers you face with those over-the-shoulder passes.
And what a gain that would have been for Fulton.
And that's your excitement player out there.
Could have been a touchdown.
Well, I mean, 2nd and 10, I like the aggressiveness on 1st down to go deep, but now I think you attack the sticks just to keep the ball moving, because you attack the sticks, attack again on 1st down. See how far you can get.
2 running backs again for Sweat on 2nd and 10. Handoff. Coming through and getting it up to maybe the 13, 14-yard line is going to be Mccovery. And let's see if Campbell County asks for a timeout here. Looks like they're not going to. They may save it for this play and see what happens.
Scoreboard says they don't have any left.
Yeah, they've wiped off the timeout that was up there.
I think
because they took the timeout on the punt just a second ago. So now Fulton here on 3rd down, kind of a tough situation here, because you don't want to stop the clock and have to punt. Sweat's going to throw it. Deep middle, pass is going to be complete for a 1st down up to the 34-yard line. Making the catch is Dre Peebles. And the Falcons ask for a timeout with 18.9 seconds left. And the Falcons will have an opportunity here to go for a couple of home runs, trailing 14-0.
I think you got probably 3 plays here if you can draw it up right.
Well, also on the flip side, Campbell County, they're in a situation here where all they've got to do is stop Fulton. They're gonna play a little deep, and you saw that on that play. Them playing 30 yards back, Fulton able to pick up 20 to 30. I mean, they're bailing far back, and Fulton can just hit it underneath for a big gain.
The situation for Fulton playing without their leading rusher tonight. Actually, 2 of their top leading rushers. as Davion Chenault has not been in the game tonight. He's Fulton's leading rusher, and he's been a guy that's really given the running game some life here in the last couple of weeks. Then you consider you're without two of your top receivers, and really, so between Chenault and Marcellus Jackson, I mean, those are two of your biggest threats to be playmakers, and Fulton just without those guys tonight.
Yeah, I mean, but hey, next man up. We've just got to find a way. And this time of year, that's what it's about.
1st and 10. Sweat throws it near side to Rayshawn Jackson. Here's Rayshawn down the sideline and will wisely step out of bounds at the 49-yard line to stop the clock with 13 seconds left.
Yeah, good decision-making right there. You've got the first down. You've only chewed off about 4 or 5 seconds. Get out of bounds. Get you another set.
And, hey, I mean, now you've got 51 yards to go. Fulton can actually probably dial something up to hit somebody about 40 yards downfield.
Cougars set to rush 4. Sweat throws it out here. Pass incomplete. Intended for Jackson again.
Well,
but there's 9.9 seconds remaining.
For Sweat right there, he's just trying to get into the hands of his playmaker. Jackson is so elusive that even if you just dump it off to him somewhere on the field, he can make something. Yeah, he could make something out of it. And him and his brother both are able to do that.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. 9.9 seconds left. 1, maybe 2 plays left here for the Falcons. Jackson goes in motion across the formation. Sweat gets it, and we have a whistle and a flag, and I think it's going to be a legal procedure. Jackson in motion probably was moving towards the line of scrimmage on the snap.
And as soon as you get some momentum going and you have a little bit of chance on this drive, you get pushed back.
Well, if you're looking,
looked like he's going straight down the line with me.
I think he just kind of turned his shoulders to start heading that way, and it kind of sold it to the ref.
Well, the good news department, that is one of the first penalties of the game tonight for Fulton after being greatly penalized last week against Clinton. Jackson again in motion. Sweat gets the snap. Throws deep middles. Got a man open. It's Peebles. Here's Peebles trying to get to the sideline and will step out of bounds with 2.9 seconds left. And Fulton will have a chance to throw it in the end zone on the last play of the first half.
Right there's roughly about a 25-yard gain. Now you're staring 33 yards out of the end zone.
That's still in Tommy's range.
You can still
especially with these receivers you got.
And I love the motion that Fulton's doing. They're sending an extra guy to that far side of the field where you've got a lot of room to work with.
3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near, and Fulton's going to ask for a timeout here. They've got timeouts to burn, so why not take one right here to talk about this last play of the first half?
Well, you can't take them with you.
Well, I also think you stick with the motion. It's throwing Campbell County safety off because they're playing so far back. Now it's drawing them in because they've got to play man-on-man coverage on that far side. If you're able to do the motion again, you can probably run a post route over the middle because this safety here is going to be up.
Yeah, and it kind of bottles up that safety because all of a sudden he's having to pick, okay, have far side of the field I've got to cover. I have your probably best receiver on the field right now on the short side, but you've also got one of your good guys on offense coming across so he can stay on that side. He can work the middle, or he can catch it out of the backfield.
Or even run it, in this situation, even running a bunch formation on that far side, having 3 people over there while you send your far guy over the middle just to try and create a screen or a pick and roll in a sense.
Yeah.
Whereas
which we've seen them do before, and it works when you can execute it.
Now Campbell, they've got 2 safeties back. Their corners are, they're putting everybody back in man coverage. I think.
Right now seeing a former prevent defense.
Yeah.
Fulton will snap it from the 33 in Campbell County territory. Last play of the half. Jackson goes in motion to put 3 receivers on the right side. Here's Sweat. Back is pressured. The horn sounds. Tommy steps up. He's just going to heave it down there. Pass is going to be caught. Diving. End zone. Touchdown. Miracle. 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 Touchdown. And the Falcons will go into the halftime locker room on a touchdown. Give credit to Sweat on the throw. Give credit to Rayshawn Jackson making the catch down at about the 2-yard line and then diving into the end zone for the score.
How's that for an energy play?
Heads up play by Jackson right there. He knows he's short of the goal line. He turns and he leaps for it. That's just an excellent play by a young man.
And we said somebody was going to have to make a play, and they did. Mojica to attempt the extra point. Out of the hold of Sweat. The kick is up, and the kick is right down Broadway. Oh, what a big play. Take that, prevent defense. But still, Fulton trails at halftime, but now they have the momentum. And Steve Diggs is with head coach Rob Black.
Coach, you've been needing to get the offense going, and that was a great last series.
It was. We got some things going there in a short amount of time, but up until then, it wasn't pretty for us. We got to get some stuff corrected.
Coach, you see some things offense is now turned around doing?
Well, yeah, and we felt like some of the stuff we were doing right there would be there. We just blew a lot of things early on.
Field position's been great for the Cougars tonight, and special teams has not been a help.
Yeah, no, it hadn't. And again, special teams is a huge part, and that special teams play costs us down there. And, we can't have any more of those.
Good luck second half.
Thank you.
All right, that's Steve Diggs with head coach Rob Black as the Falcons trail 14-7, but you have to think that was a dagger for the Cougars.
Yeah,
you're dominating on defense. You feel like you've got a shutout at the moment. You've got a 2-touchdown lead. You get a great play down here deep in Fulton on special teams where you give yourself almost perfect field position, and then you give up a 30-yard bomb.
Parker.
That goes for 6.
Parker, 90 yards in 1 minute and 7 seconds with 3 timeouts.
I was about ready to smack you when they downed it right at the 10 to have to go 90 yards, but now I'm glad I didn't.
Well, and we're going to drag out
when I go back and say, oh, yeah, 90 yards in 1 minute and 12. There's not many teams that can do that.
Well, Fulton just did, and it was credit to the Fulton offense right there. You had guys that found a way, and that's the thing is Fulton did not give up. They had the opportunity to fall over right there and just take it in a half, down 14-0. We get the ball back. We'll get a defensive stop. Instead, they attacked, and that's what I like to see. They attacked the middle of the field on nearly every play, because it was open. The safeties and everybody were playing so far off, that's where they needed to attack. But I also want to go to what Coach Black said. As we look back at the first half, Fulton did not play very well, and they've got some things they need to fix here at halftime. Special teams, they didn't do it right either. Fulton, to win this game, they've got to play a perfect second half. They've got the defense to get the stops. The hard part is Campbell County chews a lot of clock.
Right.
Yeah. Right now, one thing we always talk about during halftime is what adjustments need to be made. I think right now it's not necessarily adjustments. It's assignment and alignment football you've got to work on. We're starting to see a little bit of a learning curve there in the second quarter. First one was a little bit rough. Guys are starting to be able to get their reads a little bit more. They're starting to feel out that screen because a screen's not a screen. You can play different teams, especially as a lineman, and each one's going to feel a little bit different. Some coaches preach the whole 1-1,000, 2-1,000, 3. Then you go. Some just want you to give it a little chip, just kind of throw off your lineman or linebacker blitzing. And it doesn't matter how much film you watch, it's just going to feel different when you're actually in the game time situation. So that's one thing. Just communication is going to be key. Players letting the coaches know what they've got going on out there. Your coordinators and your coaches letting the players know, okay, here's what we're seeing. This is what you need to keep an eye out for. If you see this guy going in motion, you know it's going to go to him. But overall, right now, what I think I'm seeing from Campbell County offense-wise is a lot like we're seeing from Powell. A very limited playbook, probably 5 or 6 plays, but even though it's limited, it's very effective.
Well, and that's something Fulton struggled with early in the year was limited playbooks. Parker, you mentioned Powell. Well, Powell's theory was just throw it out, let somebody make a play.
Yeah, Powell is either you run a sweep to the outside or you dump it off to the numbers and just let them make a move.
Or you just have your quarterback try and do a miracle play as well. I mean, it's worked for them. We also saw early in the season when Fulton played Central with a very structured, limited playbook where the offense went through 2 or 3 guys, and that was their 2 or 3 guys.
Yeah.
And you look at last night, playing Halls. Halls hasn't been a very good team this year, out with COVID, where they were
and that's one of the
told
downside.
To quarantine. They went on red, and now, hey, they're back in it because they just beat Central.
Yeah.
You look at last week, 14-6 against Carter because of a limited playbook.
Yeah. And it's just like no matter what, it may work for a little while, but that strategy's not going to work all season long because guys get hurt. People have to do quarantine for contact tracing. And as soon as one or two of those guys is gone, your offense is just in shambles. And that's something Central's kind of running into. When you've got guys you're leaning on that heavy, they're going to wear it down. And Hall's made them pay for it. Hopefully that's something we can see in the second half of this game here because Central's just been lights out in the running game. I mean, almost at will.
As Jackson, you are in on this halftime report as well. What has been the good, the bad, and the ugly for Fulton? All three of them.
Well,
the ugly is typically something you can't fix.
Yeah. I think the good is, they've been able to adapt to that run game that I was talking about before we started. I think that was probably the best thing I think that they've come out and I've seen from them today. And also, I like that they're utilizing Rayshawn right now, and I think he's doing pretty good right now. He's had a pretty decent night tonight. But I also think that one of the bads is we're just letting them. We're missing easy tackles here that could 100% ultimately lead to them gaining less yards on us. I think that's the number one thing. And I was sitting in the stands watching, and then that was the number one. The ugly is, I'm not seeing something that's just absolute can't be fixed, because anything that they're doing out there can be fixed. So that's my deal.
Well, I was looking at the game notes through this. Just trying to get a comeback win stat for Fulton. Fulton now faced with their 9th opportunity for a comeback win. Their last comeback win was last year, where they were down 26-21 against Oak Ridge, and we for sure thought they put the dagger in us. Fulton marches right down the field. They score 27-26, and
not to mention you have a similar situation with Campbell County last year, being a very low-scoring game early, and then Fulton just kind of played the lights out afterwards.
As the first time Fulton had a come from behind win with head coach Rob Black was 2011 Pigeon Forge. The deficit was 14-6. Fulton rattled off 25 points in a row to win that game, 31-14. 2012 state championship game against Covington, the deficit was 14-7. 2014 against Carter, the last game of the year, 9-6. Was the deficit. Fulton went on to win 18-12.
That's one I'll always remember. That was a game where if it could go wrong, it would. Terrible weather. It was cold. It rained from 20 minutes before kickoff until we got back to the school because we had to go to Carter. And this was before turf fields were in play in Knox County. So you're having to play in the Mud Bowl. We had, I think, 3 guys, one of them being a starting offensive lineman, your center no less, just missing. So you have another guy thrown down there. You've got a running back missing, and it's just – it was surprising that we were able to pull that one out because there was moments where it was a nail-biter and you weren't sure if, Carter's going to upset this season.
And by the numbers, this is going to be points scored by Fulton. When Fulton scores less than 10 points, they lose. They're 0-26. When Fulton scores 10 or more, they're 202-42. 20 or more, they're 189-20. 30 or more, they're 155-4. And 40 or more, they are 107-1.
I believe
that is by the numbers for Fulton scoring. Tonight has been a minimal offensive game for Fulton. And on the losing end, when they allow points, less than 10, Fulton 115-1. 10 or more, 87-67. 20 or more, 29-59. 30 or more, 22-27. And 40 or more, they are 1-15 when they allow that many more points. So for Fulton defensively, so far you're sitting right there at the 10 or more, 87-67.
Yeah, right now you're kind of in the danger zone. You give up one more, and that's when you start to reach the whole, okay, numbers aren't really in our favor. We've got to step up and kind of take this into our own hands.
And I think that's got to be the message heading into the second half is defensively they've played a solid game so far. I give Campbell County 1 or 2 touchdowns. We talked about them having to earn that last one down here whenever they got the ball on the 5.
And that all started right there with creating mayhem on special teams.
Yep. And that right there, Fulton made them earn it. The first one, Campbell County only had to go 50 yards, and it was just dink and dunk when Fulton couldn't pick up on the screen. Mm-hmm. We saw Fulton kind of get settled in. They started to pick up on the screen. The defensive line started to feel the pressure, reading it. The safety's coming down. Credit to Tommy Sweat for coming down. I mean, he's coming down. He's meeting guys where they're catching the ball. I'd rather give up a 4-yard gain than give up that 9-yard gain.
Yeah, and that's just credit to him as a defensive player, too. I mean, not many guys at this age know to make that adjustment mid-game. As you see him normally, like most safeties do, you're playing 20 yards off the ball, but after you get bit by that screen a couple times, you start seeing him work his way up to playing about 15 or 10 yards off.
So for Fulton moving forward, you just got to score points, and you've got to put another drive together like that. I love the passing attack. Fulton has the athletes on the outside to beat Campbell County's corners.
That sounds like some Bill Belichick advice. We've got to score points.
Yeah, it's just like every year when we lose, well, we're on to so-and-so. That's the Belichick's hoodie. I think Fulton – just offensively, they've got to get that momentum, and what a way to end the half by getting that momentum right there on a long drive.
Yeah, and that's been the frustrating part watching the first half of this. It's like they're right there, and you just need that one little thing to push them over the edge. And the 30-yard bomb that ends up with a catch stretching into the end zone, I think, is what's going to help them out going forward.
I'm going to be honest right here, too. We've been brutal up here in the press box, Jackson. You haven't been able to listen to us, but we've been brutal.
Mays has been the Mr. Optimistic over there in the corner.
We've been pretty brutal.
We've calling how we see it.
We've kind of picked it apart and what they need to do. But, man, right there, I mean, Fulton got the confidence that they needed. And I think for Fulton moving forward, it's going to depend on what they can open up with right here in the second half, and that's what we're going to see. Is it going to be a tale of two halves where Fulton finally gets a drive together and then they just come out and dominate, or are they going to play sluggish all game?
Yeah, and to kind of play devil's advocate on behalf of me and you, Corbin, the reason we're so critical is because we know these guys can do it. We've seen it before, and I hope we see it in the second half, and then it'll sort of be justified like, oh, this is why they're so tough on these guys is they have the potential and they can get things done.
Well, and look at
how
the
they played in the first half of Maryville.
You look at coronavirus, you look at COVID-19, and everybody's faced with different situations. There's some schools in this county where their football team, they can afford to lose a handful of guys. Fulton can't. And that's why it's so critical for everybody to be prepared coming into each matchup. Even if you're a third string to the kicker and –
yeah, even if you don't get playing time on Fridays, you being gone, that's practice reps for your starters that aren't going to be as tough.
And
that's practice they're missing out on that you're helping with.
And we talked going into this week, Fulton had to be safe. They had to be level-headed, and they had to show up. And some made the decisions not to show up, and that really hurt Fulton this week. And it's fall break. I mean, I understand that as well. It's fall break. You need some freedom, but
at the same time, you've got to kind of stick
you
some
bought
of what
in the
you've
10
got.
weeks for this program and for this season, and that's what you need to do.
Yeah, it's nice having time off from school, but at the same time, you got to realize you've been doing good going up to this. You don't want to throw off your schedule that much because if you throw off the routine, it's okay, you're a little more relaxed. That means you're not going to be quite as ready for practice, and it just throws off the whole week.
Well, we're going to take a break right here at halftime. 8:05 left here at halftime. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with scores around the county, scores of interest, and we'll see what's looking ahead for this weekend for the Tennessee Vols as we're going to take a break here on WKCS as you listen to Fulton football on WKCS 91.1 FM Knoxville.
The one that made them have a win last
Jackson,
week.
what do you have, buddy?
Yeah, so.
And we're back here at Fulton High School as the second half kickoff is underway. It's returned by Peebles. A short kick and a nice return for Fulton. And a big drive upcoming, trailing 14-7 here in the third quarter as the Falcons scored on the last play of the half on the touchdown pass to Rayshawn Jackson. And now you get the football first, and you've got a great opportunity to get something going here. Sweat in the shotgun with 4 receivers in the pattern. Jackson comes in motion. They'll pitch to him around the end. Has some blocking, trying to get to the corner. 45, cuts it up, gets it down to the 44 and steps out of bounds, as that's going to be a gain of about 8 yards on first down. Rayshawn Jackson on the sweep around the edge. And a nice gainer on first down. It'll bring up 2nd down and 2 for the Falcons.
And it goes back to the motion. I think Fulton's kind of found a wrinkle right now where they can run a guy in motion just to throw Campbell County's defense off.
3 receivers far side. Sweat, the quarterback, Mccovery, will be right behind Tommy in the pistol. Handoff goes to Mack. Had a hole closed up. Let's see where they mark it if it's going to be a first down. Looks like it's going to be short. I think he had the first down for a moment and then ran into a blocker and got pushed back. So it's going to be 3rd and short here for the Falcons.
Yeah, Corbin, I think you're right. And them finding a wrinkle in this defense. They're real good defensively overall, but I think one thing we're starting to see them struggle with is being able to read a defense, especially like going in motion. It's like they can't adapt.
Campbell County has some good size on their defensive front. Fulton needs about 6 inches here for a first down. Peebles in motion across the formation, makes it a trip set. Sweat's going to keep it. He's going to get the first down just enough and then be brought down in Campbell County territory at the 39 on the quarterback keeper for Tommy Sweat, and a fresh set of downs for the Falcons.
And right there, that's just a simple read option play. Send the guy in motion. You can either A, do the jet. Tommy, great read. The linebacker started creeping up on this near side. It was going to be a blitz. Tommy decided to keep it. That paid off by getting the first down.
1st and 10 Falcons. Campbell County with 3 down linemen. They show blitz off the edge. Handoff goes to Mccovery, has a seam. Here's Mack. He's going to have close to a first down inside the 30, down to the 29-yard line before he's finally spun down by Wyatt Sharp. Nice gainer again on first down for Fulton, as it's going to be about 9.5 yards on the gain. Let's see where they lay it down at. You couldn't be any closer to a first down.
And that's just
Corbin, do you have your note card?
They're going to ask for the measurement here.
All right, now we need Sweat to pull a Tony Romo and just scoot it up a little more.
Well, this is
as long as they don't do like Philadelphia did last week and just kick it back after the ref walks away.
Tell you what, this is a big series of plays here in this football game, because you have to consider Campbell County was pretty much in control for the first 23 minutes and 58 seconds of this football game, and then Fulton getting that touchdown before halftime as they stretch the chain, and they stretch it some more, and they tug it a little bit more that direction, tug it just enough to say first down.
On the bright side, he decided to place that yard marker on one side of the line instead of the other.
And this is a big drive for Fulton. If Fulton can cap off with a touchdown here, it's a completely different ball game, and Fulton's got all the momentum.
Fulton in business at the Campbell County 29. Handoff to Mccovery, bounces to the outside. Mack will be body slammed down as he gets it to the 25, but still the Falcons churning up some yardage in the ground game with Mack Mccovery.
Yeah, he may have been body slammed down, but I guarantee you he felt it.
Well, and that's just a heads-up running by Mccovery. The hole closed, and then he bounces it out to the outside to pick up 5 yards.
Sweat again in the shotgun. Back to pass. Looks to throw. Pressure on. Tommy's going to try to get to the sideline and will be pushed out of bounds as he gets it down to the 27. Going to be a loss on the play as Sweat on the quarterback scramble. Chased out of bounds by Desmond Gilbert.
I think he
sound like there's a few people not too thrilled with him missing that guy in the middle, but they don't realize it's hard to make that throw.
It's hard to make that throw because he's already headed towards the sideline. He's going to have to flip his hips and throw it.
He's already got the ball tucked, too.
I think he may have given up on that play just a tad early.
Loss of 2 makes it 3rd and 8. Sweat rolls out. Pass is going to be incomplete, intended for Jackson down at the 12. And it'll be 4th down upcoming for the Falcons. Missed it just a little bit too much there. And a drive that started out pretty crisp.
And it looked like Jackson just kind of got a bad angle on it looking at the replay. He started to go towards just a straight line towards the back corner of the end zone and then drug across the field.
Falcons will go for it on 4th down. Campbell County blitz. Sweat. Pass intercepted. Threw it right to the linebacker. With it is going to be Shanks, and he'll bring it up to the 36-yard line. Sweat just threw it right to the linebacker, just sitting.
I don't think
picked off by the punter.
I don't think he saw him.
No, I saw what he was looking at, and I could see where he kind of gets tunnel vision there. But you've got to see the underneath.
Yeah. I think with where he was kind of sitting on the field, Sweat felt the pressure from the blitz and just didn't see the guy standing right there. If he lofts that over him, that might be a first down.
1st and 10. Cougars dodge a major bullet. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the 37. White, the quarterback, throws it out near side. They go to Ferguson, and Ferguson will be brought down for a short gain, maybe a gain of 1, as they just threw it out here on the near side. And one of the new guys getting a start, Brashawn Garden for the Falcons at cornerback, makes the tackle.
Well, and right there, Garden just making a great play. He sees the screen, he fights off the blocker, and he's able to just limit it to a 1-yard gain.
Gain of 1. Hard count by White. And again, Campbell County has controlled the tempo of the game as we're already down to 9.5 minutes remaining. 3rd quarter, handoff Allen knifing through, and will get about 6 yards up to the 44-yard line. Actually, they'll mark him down at the 43, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 for the Cougars. Fulton defense, again, needing to get a stop.
I wouldn't be shocked to see them run the same play, just a quick handoff right up the middle.
If it works.
Fulton's defensive line not really expecting it to come right there and just kind of passing up on some tackles.
3rd down, 4 yards to go. They need to get it up to the 47. Allen goes in motion near side. Quick slant pass is going to be complete, and the ball has been ripped out. And, oh, my goodness, they've called the
really early whistle.
They've called the man down. Fulton ripped it out as he was going to the ground. And a huge break for Campbell County. It will be a 1st down at the 48-yard line.
I've got to watch this
and
one.
A fumble avoided.
Yeah, that was out way before his knee was down.
He blew the whistle too early. And that's something
that was a good rip, too.
But we've seen that over the past couple of weeks where plays have been blown dead early, and that one just biting Fulton.
Hard.
So a fresh set of downs for the Cougars with 8:23 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Falcons trailing 14-7. Cougars on the drive. White
Screen.
Back to pass. Pressure on. They set up screen. Pass intercepted. This is Jarrison Gibson. Gibson, 35-30, 25-20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take that. Touchdown. Big Maroon. Pick 6. Jarrison Gibson. So much for the screen.
Forget it. Forget it.
And Fulton
stay over here.
They're finally picking up on that screen. It's something they struggled with early in the game, not being able to feel the pressure, give up. And right there, Jarrison Gibson, the middle linebacker, early in the game, he would have bailed with a receiver, but instead he sees the pressure going straight for the quarterback. He picks on that running back straight out of the backfield, and he gets 6.
And Gibby gets the turnover chain. Mojica to attempt a huge extra point that will try to tie the game up on the pick 6 by Jarrison Gibson. On the pass from White. Good snap. The kick is up, and the kick is
wide
right.
Laces out.
That is the first missed extra point of the year by Joseph Mojica. And on a night where just about everything has gone wrong, there is another episode. But you're going to have to score again if you're going to win the game.
And that's the thing. Either way, even if the only way Fulton was going to take the lead is if they went for 2. Either way, you had to score again, and if you score again, there's no reason to hang your head on a missed field goal.
Mm-hmm. Well, what an awful time for a missed extra point. And that gives Campbell County a little bit of a breather.
Yeah, that just makes this drive for Campbell County that much more important.
Well, and it's the 3rd year in a row that Fulton has gotten a defensive touchdown against the Cougars. It was Corbin Carver a couple of years ago here.
I wouldn't call that a defensive score. He just happened to fall on it in the end zone.
Defensive score. I still had to beat my block to get back there. Give me a little bit of credit.
A little.
Last year it was Cameron Stokes with a pick six. And then this year, Jerrison Gibson. 8:02 remaining in the third quarter. And Mojica to kick off. 14-13 the score. Mojica kicks it down the field. It'll be fielded at the 10. This will be Williams on the return. Bounces to the outside and will get it up to the 30-yard line, the 31. And the Cougars will take over there. It's big for the Falcons.
Huge.
We've got to try to get some momentum back here. Got to try to get off the field defensively.
We've talked about it the whole game, Parker. This is going to be a defensive game, and so far it has been. And Fulton on that play got the defensive touchdown. Now, yet again, you're going to put your defense back out there, but this time let's just get a stop and see what happens. I mean, I'll take another touchdown. Don't get me wrong.
I feel that.
Well, let's see White after throwing the interception. Let's see how he responds.
Fulton's going to have to get out here and cover these two receivers. They've got a linebacker playing on the inside.
Handoff, Allen up the middle, and he's going to be stacked up and dropped for no gain. At the bottom of the pile, Travis McAlpin. Also Bill Anderson in there for the Falcons. Cougars will switch their receivers. They'll go three receivers on the right as they move away from the scoreboard here at Bob Black Field. Second down 10 over the football. And again, they'll ask for a new play call here. And you wonder if they're actually changing the play or if they're just... I'm sure they do sometimes.
It gives Fulton a lot of time to change their scheme defensively, so they could,
Screen. Pass is going to be intercepted again. The pass has been intercepted by a defensive lineman.
Bill
Anderson on the interception. As they tried to go middle screen, the ball got tipped up, and Bill Anderson gets the interception.
I'll tell you what, on defense, this has been the year of the big man.
I'm just saying all I asked for was a stop, and my big man, Bill Anderson, gave it to me. Forcing the turnover right there. Fulton, I don't think Campbell County can run another screen tonight.
Yeah, and that's huge.
I think they finally dialed it in.
That's back-to-back plays where Fulton has gotten an interception. One of them went for a touchdown. Now Fulton knocking on the door for another touchdown, but I don't think they can run it again.
Fulton at the Campbell County 25, trying to make the Cougars pay and take the lead. Handoff. They fake the reverse around the end. Here's Mccovery. 20, 15, down the sideline, and will be hit out of bounds as he gets it to the 6-yard line, and it'll be first and goal for the Big Maroon.
Well, and right there, that's going to make Campbell County, now seeing that you're able to fake a reverse, is they're going to have to stay at home. They've got to stay at home. Will open up the playbook for a jet sweep.
And now we have an official timeout as I think we've got a Campbell County player a little bit shaken up.
Yeah, and Corbin, building off what you said, that's something we'd already seen before, is one thing Campbell County does struggle with on defense, not that there's much, is being able to read emotion. So not only having the sweep, but showing that you can do that, it just really opens up that playbook for you on offense.
Well, and we've talked about it early. Russell, you talked about it. You touched on it, is they've got their head coach on top of this press box.
Mm-hmm.
Without having your head coach down on that sideline, it's hard to get a call in, even if you see emotion, because he's having to relay it to another guy on that sideline, and then he's having to say something to the people out on the field. By that time, the ball's already snapped, and you can't say anything.
Literally the only upside to having your coach on top of the box is he's right next to his coordinators.
And the injured Campbell County player is all the way over here at the goal line on the Fulton sideline.
He's right at the point of contact.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure exactly what happened. Fulton has indicated they want to get their jumbo package in, as it'll be first and goal from the 6-yard line as the player is up and coming off under his own power. That's Peyton Ferguson, and if he's out, that's going to be a blow
for the offense
for the Cougars, both on offense and defense.
Kind of rolled onto the track.
Well, I think at the point of contact, somebody from Campbell County just kind of took out his leg. So I think he may have just got rolled up on that play, is what it looks like by replay.
Looks like he's getting some help, but looks like he may.
Overall, looks like he's got all of his weight on, so maybe just like a rolled ankle or a little bit of a stinger.
Yeah.
Maybe they can get him back in the ball game here pretty quick. So the situation is this. 6:57 remaining in the third quarter. Campbell County leads 14-13, but Fulton on a 13-0 run here. The scoring on the last play of the first half on the Hail Mary to Rayshawn Jackson, who dove into the end zone for the touchdown. Then the pick six by Jarrison Gibson. Mojica missed the extra point, and then an interception by Bill Anderson has set up the Falcons first and goal from the Cougars' 6-yard line, and the Falcons, with 6:57 remaining in the third quarter, trying to take the lead. It would be their first lead of the night. Sweat under center. 3 running backs behind. Power set. Handoff is going to go to Mccovery, and he's going to dart into the end zone for the touchdown. Matt Mccovery patiently waiting, darts into the end zone. 6-yard touchdown run, and for the first time tonight, the Fulton Falcons have a lead in this football game, leading 19-14.
And that's what I love to see from Mccovery, is he is so patient in the backfield. He reads the defense, and he tries to find the open hole, and right there in the jumbo package, he finds the end zone.
Well, an interesting choice here by Coach Rob Black. After Mojica missed the extra point, they're going to go back with him again. Snap is up. The kick is up. He is good. It gives the Falcons a 6-point lead. Sometimes maybe you go for 2. Maybe Coach Black thinking it's a little bit early for that. Yeah. But the Falcons have a 20-14 lead.
Well, Russell,
I think that defensive front for Campbell County right now is still really good, and I think that's just been too much of a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I think definitely, Russell, you mentioned too early, but also your defense has all the momentum right now.
Yeah.
2 huge stops early in the second. I mean,
we're a huge turnover.
We're not even halfway through the third quarter, and your defense already has 2 interceptions. 2 huge takeaways for your defense. Let's put them boys back out there.
Yeah.
In Major League Baseball tonight, the Houston Astros are banging the trash can up 7-2 over the Tampa Bay Rays.
It's pronounced asterisks. Can we point out something? You got to feel bad for Bill Anderson. Playing both sides of the ball, he doesn't get to wear the turnover chain.
Good point.
Well, we mentioned that last week with Tommy Sweat whenever he had 2 interceptions.
Maybe they'll give it to him. They're on kickoff right now. I don't think he's in on that.
Yeah, he just got a hand on it down there.
No, I think
they took it right back.
I think Marcellus has a new fashion statement. I think he wears it at school.
Wouldn't you?
All right, here's Mojica to kick it away. Falcons with their first lead of the night. Mojica kicks it down to the 10. Williams on the return, trying to get to the sideline. We've got a flag down, and Mojica is going to have the touchdown saving tackle, knocking Karan Williams out of bounds at the 49-yard line, but we have a flag.
I'd be willing to bet blocking the back
fired
on that
like
one.
A cannon down the field.
Sort of reminiscent of last week.
And Mojica, a soccer player.
Hey, you got to do some tackling in soccer.
I'm shocked you didn't go with the slide tackle right there.
And it will be a penalty block in the back against the Cougars. So let's see where they spot it. Looks like they've got the spot at the 39. It would move it back to the 29 if it's 10 yards from that spot. No, it's a hold, actually, not a block in the back. So they will put it down on the 29-yard line. So still pretty good field position for the Cougars.
Yeah, still a decent spot.
In a situation here.
Fulton's got to be careful on that far side. They've only got 3 people guarding 3 people.
Yeah, you don't have any help over top right there.
Well, Sweat's starting to drop that way, but I think Sweat's also trying to read the back out of the backfield.
So White has thrown 2 interceptions here in the second half. Let's see how he bounces back. Fulton to rush 4. Back to pass. Pass is going to be complete and then hit down quickly. Gain of 5 as they go to Williams on a slant on the far side. Good coverage by Dre Peebles of the Falcons.
Well, and we've mentioned that throughout. That's the second time tonight where a guy's been met at the point of him catching the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Normally in high school football, they muff it.
But
Campbell County's held on to the ball excellently tonight.
Well, and that's big for White because that gives him some confidence and some momentum completing that pass. 2nd 5 for the Cougars. They give it to Allen up the middle, and he's going to be stood up, maybe back to the line of scrimmage, maybe an inch or 2 ahead, as Keenan Vaughn in on the tackle for Fulton.
I feel like early in the game for Fulton, they just didn't have the confidence on defense, which kind of set Campbell County up for some situations to grind out. I think our coaches and our players have now realized this offense for Campbell County is so predictable.
Third down 4 for the Cougars. 5:42 remaining in the third quarter. Fulton up by 6. Defense trying to get off the field again. Cougars will go with 3 wide receivers to the right side. Williams will be the outside receiver. Here is White on a keeper. He's going to keep it. He's going to have running room down the far sideline and will step out of bounds near the midfield stripe. Got some blocking to get to the outside. And really, for the first time, we see the quarterback, White, keep it.
Yeah, I think
great play call by Campbell County.
Yeah, I think it's really the only thing we haven't seen so far tonight out of this Campbell County defense. And how about the lead blocking up front there? Not only do you have a really good seal block, you managed to run a pick play over there.
Well, and they were able to spread out Fulton's 4-man front to the outside, open up the middle of the field.
And they'll put the ball down right on the 50-yard line. Fresh set of downs for the Cougars at the midfield stripe. Campbell County trailing by 6, but on the drive. 1st and 10. Allen, again, the running back, will be split to the right. White has got a man wide open down the far sideline. This is Shanks. And Shanks fumbles the football, but he made the catch. And that's going to be a big gainer down to the 31-yard line. As they hit Shanks quickly down the far sideline. And now Campbell County offensively getting comfortable again.
And right there, that's just a double move out of the backfield, or from behind to Shanks, and he just kind of runs a bubble screen wheel. Everybody bent on that screen on that far side. You had 2 people guarding 1 person, which left Shanks open. Thankfully, the safety was over there, and he's able to make a stop.
Well, good answer drive by Campbell County. Here's Allen with a hole, bounces to the outside. Allen down the far sideline, 10-5, touchdown, Campbell County. C.J. Allen down the far sideline, and what an answer by this Cougar team.
Yeah, good job by the Cougar offense right there. Realizing the situation you're in, staying level-headed, knowing, okay, we're still in this. It's our time to answer back.
Big answer on the touchdown run. And now the extra point by Carr would give Campbell County the lead again. Quick scoring drive. As they win, I believe, 69 yards on that drive. Here's the snap. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. No good. Fulton brought the rush, and they forced him to miss it. Fulton dodges a bullet right there as we're tied at 20.
Well, Russell, right there, that's why you kick the field goal early. You don't know what's going to happen on the back end, and Fulton, if they went for 2 and didn't get it, they're still down 20-19. Instead, they kicked the field goal, got it, you block it on the back end.
60-second break. We'll be back here in the third quarter, tied at 20. You're listening to Fulton Football on WKCS Radio. Touchdown, Big Maroon! Corbin Carver has picked up the fumble. Touchdown, Corbin Carver! From the press box to the end zone.
There are many sounds in your daily life. Ones that make you smile. Ones that help you relax. And there are some sounds that can help save lives. Wireless emergency alerts, now on many mobile devices, use a unique sound and vibration to bring you critical information about emergencies in your area. With updates from local sources you know and trust, you can be in the know wherever you are. Learn more at ready.gov/alerts. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans. When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer. When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
Cougars after the touchdown to kick it away. Here's Brashawn Garden on the return. Here's Garden up to the 40-yard line, down to the 41, as he gets an opportunity to show off his athleticism. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Good field position here. But I tell you, great job by Campbell County.
Yeah, it was good. That's probably as good an answer as you could ask for there.
Especially when your defense is playing with momentum. Campbell County just completely got Fulton out of sorts defensively. So now the Falcon offense has to answer. Tied at 20. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Fulton with 4 wide receivers. Sweat gives it to Mccovery. Here's Mccovery with running room, and he'll be swarmed down as he gets it past the 45 up to about the 48-yard line as Blake Taylor makes the tackle for the Cougars.
And right there, that's just the patient running of Mccovery. He lets his pulling guard get out in front of him to blow off the defensive end. That opens up the hole, and he's able to pick up 6.
And again, we've not seen Davion Chenault tonight, Fulton's leading rusher. So Fulton's leading rusher out. Fulton's leading receivers, top 2 leading receivers out in Roberson and Marcellus Jackson. 3 receivers far side. They'll give it to Mack again, trying to get to the outside, needs a block, puts his head down, and then will be driven back after getting it to midfield, and the Falcons will be facing a 3rd and 1 here as Mack gets it up to the 50-yard line.
Still definitely 3rd and manageable. You've had some success running the ball. I mean, not necessarily home run plays every time, but when you get that ball to Mccovery, you can almost count on getting 3 or 4 yards. I think you got to stick with it. I'm comfortable with running the ball here.
In 3rd and short, I wouldn't be surprised to see him run it again, or at least do a play action. I think Campbell County's going to blitz.
3rd and less than a yard. 3 receivers near side. Hard count by Sweat.
I was this close to saying we haven't seen the hard count tonight.
And I think Fulton got Campbell County to jump. The official says encroachment, and it is. 5-yard penalty against Campbell County, and the Falcons get a fresh set of downs via the penalty.
Well, and
the all-forgotten 4th phase of the game, the mental part. That's one of the easiest things to trip you up.
Down to the 45-yard line. 1st and 10. 2 receivers near side plus an H-back to the left. Handoff. Mccovery hit right at the line of scrimmage. Will Lester, the leading tackler on the team, came untouched to make the hit. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down 10 for the Falcons. Lester coming into the ball game had 71 tackles. We talked about Campbell County being young. 6'1", 230-pound sophomore at linebacker. The Campbell County folks really feel like they've got a great shot at things next year, but they're trying to make the playoffs tonight. If they can get a win, they'll be in great position. Here's Sweat, back to pass. Looks to throw. He's going to throw deep middle to Roach. Incomplete. Somebody might have got a hand on him as he was breaking loose in the center of the field.
Yeah, looks like he got a little tripped up there, kind of threw off his stride.
Pass is incomplete, and it's going to be 3rd and 10.
That ball was thrown a tad too early. You've got to let those defenders clear and see which man's open. Instead, you threw into a lot of traffic. It was a great read for Sweat to hit to try and fake this bubble to let his men get downfield, but they've just got to cross there to see which way the safety's going to go.
So a big 3rd and 10 upcoming for the Fulton offense. Double twin set, 4 wide receivers. Campbell County to rush 3. Sweat has plenty of time. Pumps, throws far side, underthrown and incomplete right at the sticks. Intended for Jenkins. It'll be 4th down, and the Falcons will be forced to punt.
They're not coming back to the ball. And right there, that shows
he's not coming back soon enough.
It's supposed to be a comeback route to the sticks. Instead, he turned his hips, and he just kind of stood there. You got to come back, and that's why that ball's underthrown. Sweat's throwing to where he needed to be, and right there, he just wasn't there.
Yeah, and that's just a position where you have an inexperienced.
And
you have basically a running back having to play wide receiver.
And it's a guy that's used to running out in the flats or a screen or something. He's not used to running those deep routes.
Here's Jenkins to punt. Last time was disaster. Low snap.
Again.
Fumbles it. He's going to pick it up and try to run with it, and he's going to be hit and dropped right on the 50-yard line. So for the 2nd time in this football game, Fulton gets a bad snap on a punt, and it cost the Falcons field position. This time, Jenkins tried to pick it up and run, and he's brought down at the Fulton 49-yard line, and the Fulton defense once had momentum. Now the momentum has gone to the team in white.
Yeah, we're starting to see the same story we saw last week, how the snap matters so much.
You've got an opportunity to flip the field, and you just squander it.
Big word.
2:28 remaining 3rd quarter. Tied at 20. Cougars trying to take the lead here. Just so many mistakes tonight by the Falcons, playing shorthanded, but still very much in this football game. Allen, the running back, will be to the right. They'll give it to him up the middle. He's going to be hit and blasted and fouls forward for a yard. He was hit in the backfield, but shed off that tackler and was able to get a yard after all was said and done, down to the 48.
Got to give a shout-out to Bill Anderson right there, holding on for dear life to his feet.
2nd and 9.
And that's a big guy to have to bring down. I mean,
especially when you give him some momentum.
There's a reason he's rushed for nearly 900 yards already this season.
Cougars taking extra time here as the clock rolls down to 1:49 remaining in the third quarter.
And I think that's their game plan at this point. Keep it away from Fulton.
Shorten it down. Take advantage of every opportunity. Screen pass is going to be complete, and Shanks will fall forward. Wide receiver screen coming back to the football. He'll be tackled at the 43. Needs to get it inside the 40 for a first down. It'll be third down and about 3 yards to go for the Cougars.
The 2 interceptions Fulton had was on a running back screen. I think Campbell County's found another wrinkle with the wide receiver screen.
Hand off Allen again, trying to dart through, puts his head down and will fall forward for a first down.
Yeah, right there, Allen just showing why he's so effective. He keeps those feet pumping nonstop.
And for Fulton, you got to play till the whistles blow. I mean, you have an opportunity to wrap somebody up, and you think that the whistle's about to blow instead of just completely taking them down.
Another third down conversion for the Cougars. 1st and 10 at the Fulton 38. Cougars in rhythm. They're going to snap it. They give it to Allen again, and Allen will be brought down at the 35 and tried the left side.
Well, they're starting to pick up the pace a little. They're trying to catch Fulton on their heels because Fulton's used to them faking it and then getting a play and then finally snapping it. Instead, they're lining up and going.
Yeah, they do run a series where they snap it quick. I think they sense Fulton is a little bit tired defensively, trying to take advantage of it. 33 seconds left in the quarter, 19 seconds on the play clock. Campbell County will have to snap it one more time here from the 35-yard line. 2nd down, 7 yards to go. They go to Allen again, and Allen will be hit down for no gain. First wave got to him. Second wave knocked him down. And that should be it. It'll be 3rd down and 6 upcoming for Campbell County when the fourth quarter gets underway. Through 3 quarters in this crucial game in Region 3-5A, it's Fulton 20, Campbell County 20. Tie ball game back in 60 seconds with the fourth quarter as you listen to Fulton football on WKCS Radio.
Let's talk about the X's and O's of family entertainment. Every parent in Tennessee knows the importance of being able to draw up an activity that'll get you out of the house for a couple of hours. But it needs to be affordable. It needs to be family-friendly. Above all, it needs to be fun. Now, let's talk about high school sports. Bang for your buck, school sports provide the perfect game plan for your family. You'll enjoy all of the drama and excitement competitive sports offer. You'll be supporting the future leaders of our community in a meaningful way. Best of all, you can take the entire family without breaking the bank. Heck, you won't even dent it. Now, enough chalk talk. Let's get out there and see what's playing at the high school in your community. School sports. Good for our kids, good for our community. This message presented by the Tennessee Secondary School Athletic Association and the Tennessee Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Campbell County facing a 3rd down and 6 situation as the fourth quarter gets underway here from Bob Blackfield. If the Fulton Falcons can win this game, they will pretty much sew up their 12th consecutive trip to the playoffs. If Campbell County wins, they will have the inside track to their first playoff appearance in 4 years. It's a big game tonight between these two teams. Cougars on the drive with the football at the Fulton 35-yard line. Fulton's going to have to probably stop them twice here. White in the shotgun. Rolls out, screen near side. They got a block, they got a man open, and he's going to race into the end zone for a touchdown. Screen near side, Mikhail Shepard, and he goes into the end zone for the touchdown. 35 yards on the pass, and Campbell County's back in the lead, 26-20.
I'm just trying to see what happened on that play. I mean,
his man right here got tripped up and fell before he was able to get a chance. If you watch here on the near side.
Yeah, they just had a blocker. They had a blocker come out and get him.
It was one-on-one on this outside, no high safety. They run the screen. They get blockers out in front.
Perfect play call. Cougars back with the lead, so all the Fulton momentum is long gone. Extra point attempt is
no good.
No good. Wide left.
2 in a row.
So, 26-20.
The situation is this.
But Campbell County has all of the momentum offensively right now. Fulton has not been able to find an answer, and give Campbell County credit, especially White, after 2 consecutive interceptions, one of those a pick 6. Campbell County has rebounded extremely well.
Oh, that and
there's still a lot of football left to play too, and that's one thing that Campbell County has really just excelled at is clock control.
And we mentioned early tonight is they like a shootout.
Mm-hmm.
Campbell County does like a shootout, and right now, even though it's not high numbers, this is still a shootout. It's going to be the last person.
It's a lot
to
of
get
back
the
and
ball
forth.
tonight.
Well, and for Fulton, with a 3-4 record right now, trying not to lose for the first time to Campbell County since 1980. The interesting thing about this series is that Campbell County against Fulton only averaging scoring 7 points a game. They've gone well over that. In the 7 previous meetings, they've only scored about a little over 7 points a game. They've scored 26 tonight, and I'm not sure if they've stopped scoring tonight. Fulton's got to find, as we've said so many times, got to find an answer right here offensively. Fulton found some things in the running game. They're going to have to find something in the air. Here's the kickoff. High, short kick. Garden's going to pick it up at the 16. Looking for running room, gets to the outside, needs a block. 40, 45, and will be tripped up right on the 50-yard line. Brashawn Garden playing out of necessity. He's a great athlete. Just a sophomore, gets a big return, and Fulton will have great field position right at the midfield stripe.
Russell, we talked about him before the game ever started and how he's such an athlete and how whenever he gets the ball, you really don't know what's going to happen. And right now he's showing that he can make big plays.
So far, it's a pretty good look. And just about any coach will tell you, special teams is your way to get a starting varsity spot.
Well, you got to take advantage of the field position here. Mccovery back in at running back. Pistol set with an H-back. 2 wide receivers to the left. Handoff goes to Mccovery. A seam for a moment. He'll get 3 yards down to the 47. It's pretty obvious Fulton wants to run the football right now with Mccovery.
And I think it's hard to do against Campbell County up front. I think they're kind of expecting Fulton to run the football because that's what they've done on the past couple drives. They've tried to grind them out, and just passing the football hasn't been there. It's either been too high, too low, or guys giving up on routes.
Can Fulton dial up the perfect play? Mccovery this time to the right of Sweat. Tommy barks out the play call. 10 seconds on the play clock. Again, they give it to Mack. Coming near side, 45, 40. Puts his head down, gets it to the 37. And that's going to be a first down for the Falcons.
And a great trap right there. The blocker ran past the defensive end, but Mccovery bounced it outside, so the blocker went back and sealed that edge for Mccovery to pick up a first down.
Yeah, and Corbin, if you watch the replay here, you actually see Seth Vaughn picked up 2 guys on that pull.
1st and 10 at the 37. Campbell County shuffling people in and out. They're going to sweep around the end. Pitch goes to Peebles trying to get to the corner. And Peebles will get it down to the 30. And we've got a flag down in the secondary.
I think it was meant for up front. I think we're going to get a hold. That's the problem with a sweep is everybody's trying to get to the outside and seal the edge.
Flag thrown down at the 30-yard line, and it will be a hold against Fulton.
And that's one of the dangers you face when most of your teams go on east and west. Being a big man, it's kind of hard to keep up with some of those defensive ends.
Well, the good news is the flag was quite a bit down the field, so the lost yardage will not be as bad as it could have been.
It's like maybe about 3 yards.
As it'll be a 10-yard penalty, but Fulton, all in all, will lose 3. And it'll make it 1st and 13 for the Falcons with 10:26 remaining in the fourth quarter, trailing Campbell County 26-20 with a playoff berth on the line.
And at least it happened on first down. They didn't wait till third down for the mistake. It happened early, so now you've got first down.
You still got 3 cracks.
You've got 3 cracks to go to the sticks.
3 receivers near side. Justin Long sends in a new play call.
Watch over the middle of the field.
Mccovery shifts. Cougars to rush 3. Sweat throws near side. Pass is going to be complete. Rayshawn Jackson, and he'll be close to a first down. He'll have it down to the 27-yard line as they found Rayshawn Jackson in the middle of the field.
And right there in the middle, the safety is playing so far back on this near hash, it's just leaving a lot of opportunity for Jackson to just run a simple 3-4 yard comeback. He catches it, and he can pick up 6 or 7 more.
10 minutes remaining in the football game. Falcons with a first down. Sweat fakes the pass, gives it to Mccovery, and he'll get nothing, maybe a yard. as they faked a pass to the near side and then gave it to Mccovery back through the middle. But the big lineman, Jordan Pierce, held on to make the tackle.
Yeah, Pierce right there just shedding his block, doing what a lineman's supposed to do. I mean, that's no discredit to this offensive line for Fulton. That's just him making a football play.
The hole was there for Mccovery to pick up probably about 4, but Pierce just shed his block, and he was able to hold on, and that's what blew up that play. If we could have got a push there, there's no doubt we'd be sitting second and 6, 2nd and 5.
Got to be 4-down territory for the Falcons, but it's 2nd down right now and 10. Sweat is going to pitch to Mccovery. Mack in trouble and will be body slammed as he gets it down to the 25-yard line. It'll be a gain of maybe 3, actually 2. And it'll bring up 3rd down and about 8 yards to go for the Falcons as the field begins to tighten up for the Fulton rushing game.
Yeah, kind of a tough read there for Tommy Sweat as Campbell County really played that option really good.
Well, now Mack's going to have to come out of the game. Gibson will come in. Looks like maybe
Max Jenkins
needs a little bit of a breather. 3rd down and 8. You're going to have to hit a pass at some point in time.
Well, and right now you've got the perfect opportunity for it. You've got this near side of the field. It's open. This is the long side of the field. If you can do like you did with Jackson, again, just a simple short route over the middle because the safeties are so far back.
Fulton has asked for a timeout as there was 5 seconds on the play clock. Fulton trailing 26-20 with 8:45 remaining in the 4th quarter. Fulton, if they get this win, it's going to be completely smoke and mirrors that did it, because Fulton, with so many losses as far as injuries, illness, other situations that the Falcons have had to deal with this week, it's been a rather dramatic fall break. You know, a fall break's supposed to be kind of a time where you can get some guys well and focus on football. It's been
quite the opposite this year.
It's been the opposite, and really this Fulton team has dealt with adversity at high levels all year long, and nowhere has the adversity taken place more so than this week.
Is there any way we can put the team in a bubble?
And again, without Chenault at running back, without Marcellus Jackson, without Adrian Roberson, but you're down 6. 3rd down. Sweat fakes a handoff, rolls out near side, throws, pass is going to be overthrown and incomplete.
Just
in the middle of the field. Was looking for Rayshawn Jackson, but there were white shirts in the area. The pass is incomplete, and now a critical 4th down and 8 situation upcoming for Fulton.
It's hard for Tommy to make that throw when he's rolling out, and I've seen that quite a bit tonight. He's not been accurate whenever he's on the run. He's more accurate whenever he's able to move and then set his feet. He's trying to throw it on the run. He's just got to set his feet and throw it.
Ball's on the 25-yard line in Campbell County territory. Fulton facing a critical 4th and 8 situation. Gibson is the running back. 2 receivers far side. Sweat has time. Rolls out. Steps up. Going to throw in the end zone, and it's overthrown and incomplete. There was nobody in the area. Overthrown and incomplete, and the Cougars get a huge stop. And the Falcons' limited offense right here
I get running on the verticals right there, but you've got to have something cutting across the field because you know it's going to be open. You've got to have some sort of stick route.
It was just miscommunication between the receiver and the quarterback on that one. Ray Jackson was going over the middle. He was going up the hashes, and Tommy thought that that's where he was going to go, towards that middle pylon, and instead he cut back over the middle towards the goalpost, and it was just thrown to the wrong side.
1st and 10 Cougars at their own 25. Fulton missed another golden opportunity. They trail by 6. Campbell County going to try to eat out the clock and go for the touchdown to put it away. White throws it across the field. Pass is complete. Running over tackles is going to be Williams. Fulton had a tackler right there, and he ran right over the top of him. Campbell County being more physical right now. Gain of 9 as they just threw it across the field. And I think that may say a whole lot about how the rest of this game may go. Peebles with the tackle. 2nd down 1. Handoff goes to Allen. He's going to be hit and dropped in the backfield for a loss of 1. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and short situation.
One thing seems like to have been a trend tonight in this game, one team gets a big play, fresh set of downs, and then it's like they're just stalemated in the next set.
3rd and 2. Can Campbell County convert again? They'll have an H-back split to the right. Allen as the running back. You'd have to think that he's going to get it right here. 7:22 remaining in the game. They give it to Allen. No, sir. No, sir. Big hit.
Allen's probably worst rush of the night, and how good it is to have it right now for this Fulton defense.
Cedric Roach was there on the tackle.
And that's a great read from your outside linebacker. He starts to creep up on that outside edge. He knows he's going in on the blitz, and he just hits the hole where it was supposed to go, and he drives him back.
Big stop by the Falcon defense. It'll be 4th and 5. So they threw Allen for a 3-yard loss. Shanks in to punt it away.
And one thing we haven't been able to see from Fulton is a punt return. All the kicks have been short, and they've bounced down the field.
Would they dare?
I doubt it.
Shanks gets the snap. End over end kick, and that one's going to go out of bounds. It landed on the 40-yard line. Let's see where.
They say it went out.
They're at the 45.
Keep walking. 41, no way.
Well, your official that was closest to it called it the 45.
So still, the Fulton defense gets a big stop, and now your offense down by 6 has a chance for the go-ahead score here with 6:27 remaining in the ball game.
And that's the biggest thing. You've got time. There's 6 minutes and 27 seconds on the clock. You've got 2 timeouts if you have to use them, but you've got time to run the ball. You've got time to throw the ball. You can dial up a Fulton drive right here. Again, safety far back. Watch the middle short route.
3 receivers near side. They're going to run screen to Peebles near side. Here's Peebles. Flag is down as Peebles gets it into Campbell County territory.
That's going to be a call for a hold, but I disagree with that one. He had him right there in the steering wheel.
Well, I think so, but he started to try and turn away, which made it look like the jersey was being stretched. The white gloves on a white jersey will make it look like it's being stretched, even though he has him here.
On the broadside, they were about 6 yards upfield.
So it will be a hold against Fulton. The flag was thrown at the 45, moves it back to the 35, and it'll make it 1st and 16 for the Falcons. Still, you've got it at your own 35. Clock will be chopped in with 6:15 remaining in the football game.
I think Fulton needs to keep running this trip set. The safety is playing so far back, it just opens up the middle of the field so much. I mean, he's 10, 15 yards away from the receiver.
Sweat in the shotgun. Short drop, middle of the field. Pass is going to be complete. Here's Jackson off to the races. Jackson 40, 35, 30, and will be horse collared down. Throw that flag, please. He didn't. On the horse collar, down to the 29-yard line.
You see, he was just outside the collar, not all the way in.
Well, I told you so. Run the trips formation on the far side. The safety's 15 yards back in the back of the end zone. He's playing on 640. It leaves the middle open.
First down, Mccovery up the middle. Mac, 20, 15. And that'll be another first down for Fulton. As now the Falcons in some offensive rhythm with 5:44 remaining, trailing by 6. They're going to have a 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
And they want me to just run next door and get you one of Vince's headsets?
They keep running with the trips. They see it too.
3 receivers far side again. Sweat's going to keep it, patiently waiting. Here's Tommy, 10, and he'll be hit down at the 9. Touchdown saving tackle by Mikhail Shepard on the quarterback keeper by Tommy Sweat.
Sweat tried to get the one-on-one on the outside, and
he had it for a second.
But I think if he would have shifted back left, he could have got a little
gain
more.
Of 6. Tommy's going to run it again. Tommy, outside corner, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown, Tommy Sweat. Touchdown, Big Maroon on the keeper by Tommy Sweat.
Look like a Peyton Manning bootleg right there.
And nobody expects it from him. That's why they keep running it. And it's up-tempo. They line up in the trips, up-tempo. You've got 3-on-2 on the left side. Bounce it out there.
Yeah, because that one thing we haven't seen much from Fulton this year is that design QB run.
15 yards on the touchdown run by Tommy Sweat, and we are tied 26-26 with 5:06 remaining in the ball game. Here is Mojica to try to give the Falcons the lead. Out of the hole to Sweat. Good snap. The kick by Mojica is up, and it is good. 5:06 remaining. Fulton 27, Campbell County 26. Back in 60 seconds with more as you listen to Fulton football on WKCS Radio.
I spend a lot of time in the garage, but even more time in the rain, sleet, and mud. In 95, I helped tow your moving trailer. In 05, I helped you get out of a ditch. Yeah, I know I'm a bit rusty, and sadly in 09, it was sparks from me, your handy chains, dragging behind your truck that accidentally started a wildfire.
Sparks from dragging chains can start a wildfire. Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
5:06 remaining in the ball game. Fulton back on top, 27-26. Here's Mojica to kick it away. Nice kick. Going to be caught by Williams on the run at the 15. Here's Williams at the 30, and he's going to be clotheslined down. I believe that was Vaughn on the tackle.
That wouldn't put him on his back.
And that's two guys' names we haven't called the Vaughns much tonight, as Campbell County's kind of bounced it out to the outside for our defensive tackles to do the plays. But those are two kids right there who can bust one at any moment.
Well, now your defense has got to make a play. 5 minutes exactly remaining in the football game. Falcons up by 1. White looks to the sideline. Allen is the running back. 4 wide receivers in the pattern. Now Allen goes in motion, far side. They throw slant. Pass is going to be complete. Oh, what a catch by Shanks in traffic up to the 42-yard line, and that's going to be a first down.
Again, you got to think, there's one thing Campbell County's best at on offense, it's holding on to the ball.
That's just an excellent throw, excellent catch.
Not much you can do there. 4:48 remaining. Campbell County has 3 timeouts. Fulton has 2. So there's still a lot of football left to be played. 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line. White calls for the football. Fulton to rush forward. They give it to Allen, and he'll be blasted down after a short gain. Vaughn in on the tackle along with Gibson.
Gibson out here on the outside linebacker on the two receivers. He starts to creep in. He blitzes, and right there he's able to help make the tackle.
Gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down 9 up to the 43-yard line.
Campbell County's not in a hurry. They've got 3 timeouts in their back pocket. It's just now 2nd down.
Almost playing it like this is going to be their last drive of the game. White again in the shotgun. Allen goes in motion. Pressure on. Allen steps up. Pass is going to be caught in traffic. A great catch by Shepard, and Shepard will be brought down.
There's a flag, and I think it's going back.
Let's see. The Fulton sideline is indicating that there is a flag. They might have had some motion. Boy, what a catch by Shepard in traffic. And this penalty is going to loom large in this football game.
Looks like a
illegal
slot
shift by the Cougars. It'll be a 5-yard penalty, and we'll move it back. And the big pass completion to Shepard has been wiped off.
I'm not sure if that might have been in the backfield, or it looks like that slot receiver was a little early on the cadence.
So it will move the football back to the 38. And it will make it 2nd down 14 with 3:42 remaining. Big penalty in this ball game for the Cougars, as 2 perfect throws by White, and his receivers have made 2 consecutive great catches.
Fulton's got to be careful. They've got 5 receivers, only 1 safety back. He's got to watch the middle. Your linebacker, too, he can't get sucked down too far to the line of scrimmage.
Clock is rolling, 3:23 remaining. White in an empty set. Gets it. Going to throw deep middle, looking for Shepard, overthrown and incomplete.
Jammed him up at the line, and that threw off the whole play right there.
Coverage by Rayshawn Jackson. Pass is incomplete. It stops the clock, and it'll be 3rd down and 14 yards to go.
Fulton opted to bring that linebacker in on a blitz right there to try and get pressure on the quarterback, so he wasn't comfortable. That's also why that play was thrown off, because if he has time, he might be able to hit that deep, but instead he's just got to launch it because he's got a man in his face.
You're getting ready to see the best football play Campbell County has. 3rd down, 14. They'll think about it a little bit longer. Empty set. 3 receivers near side, 2 to the far. Fulton will rush 4 on 3rd and 14. Needs some pressure. White, flushed. Rolling out, has time, sets up, going to throw down the sideline pass. It's complete. He has a man open down the far sideline. They left a man open, and it's complete down to the 28-yard line.
And that's just your safety coming up. Nobody saw the man sneak back behind. Safety comes up playing the short route, and White just cannons it off his back foot down the sideline.
Another perfect throw by White.
On the broad side, you got Rayshawn out there with a touchdown-saving tackle.
1st and 10 at the Fulton 27 with 2:51 remaining. Now you're going to have to stop them 4 times. As the Campbell County receiver got loose in the defensive secondary. Fulton had the pressure, but White made the perfect pass. Handoff, Allen looking for running room. Not much there. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
The run just hasn't been there tonight. We've seen him bust it for a
since
couple,
the first half. It's been kind of shut out.
I mean, he's been able to bust it for about 6 or 7 at times, but for the most part tonight, Fulton's just gobbled him up at the line of scrimmage.
2:19 remaining. And the Cougars may need to think about speeding up a little bit. 2:10 remaining. White looks to the sideline. Again, empty set with 5 wide receivers. Gets it. Has plenty of time to throw. Now pressured. Steps out. Looking. Is going to throw it away. Incomplete. And it will be 3rd down upcoming.
White, they're kind of gesturing to the outside wide receiver to just bail and try and get a few yards out of it. The downside to that is that just tells your corner what's going to happen.
Huge 3rd down right here for both teams. Fulton got to get the stop, but Campbell County, you've got to pick up something.
Fulton has just not been able to get the right kind of pressure. He's been able to avoid it. You've got to get somebody on him quick. On 3rd and 10 from the 27.
You've got 4 receivers on this side with only 3 people covering. Sweat finally creeping up.
And Campbell County will wisely ask for a timeout right here. This is a big play. Now what that does is if Fulton can get a stop, Campbell County cannot call a timeout after every play and force a punt. But still, I think in this situation, 3rd and 10, you've got to dial up. You got to dial up something good here.
Yeah, you've got to reach deep in the playbook and pick out the best thing you got.
And I think that's why they want to talk about it. They were trying to run a quad set to this near side with a single receiver on that backside. Fulton only having 3 guys over here with pressure coverage or safety sneaking up.
Well, I think the thought process is there, even though they've got 4 wide to the one side, you know one of those guys is going to end up crashing to the far side of the field.
Yeah. Well, for Fulton, you've got to bring out one of your linebackers, I think. I think you've got to get one of your outside linebackers, even if it's just a simple zone coverage to try and prevent something from happening, just a simple short route. But I think you've got to spread your outside linebacker out.
Can you force White to make a bad decision?
And be careful with a wide receiver screen here as well.
They'll go with 3 receivers near side, 2 to the far side, so a different look. Minute 56 remaining in the 4th quarter. Fulton up 27-26. 1-point game. 3rd down, 10 yards to go for the Cougars. White's going to get it. Big hole. Breaking to the outside. Is going to have the first down and more.
Some.
Down inside the 15-yard line. And for the second time in this game, they've gone with the quarterback keeper. And it has paid big dividends for the Cougars.
That's the thing, when you don't do it often, it's effective because they don't see it coming.
Minute 44 remaining. 1st and 10 at the 15. Fulton adjusting their defense. And the Cougars are going to step back. Going to try to run this thing down. So the Fulton defense has to win this football game. 3 receivers far side, 2 to the near. White back to pass on the slant. Pass is
intercepted.
Ladies and gentlemen, that pass has been intercepted. Intercepted. Dre Peebles with the interception on the goal line. Now,
what was that about Fulton's defense having to win the game?
Here's the situation. You've got the ball at the 1.
Campbell County's going to send the house.
You've got to find a way to wedge the ball off the goal line because a safety would win it for Campbell County.
Need a hard count here. You got to try and get some room.
As bad as I hate to say it, you line up in shotgun in the trips formation and you dump it off over the middle. The bad part about that is you're in shotgun.
They've had the pressure all night.
You're depending on your offensive line to keep.
So Fulton gets the interception, the 3rd interception thrown by White in this football game. But the offensive situation is tenuous at best. Fulton has the ball on their own 1-yard line, leading by 1, 27-26. A bad snap loses the game.
Corbin, I think you're right on the formation call. You're right on the formation call. I think what you've got to do, have that trips out there, just have them turn around and get it off the goal line. Just dump it out there, have 2 blockers, and just get some space.
Formation-wise, I think definitely because your safety's so far back. But in this huddle right here, Coach Black has to make clear your offensive line cannot hold.
No.
That's
holding in the end zone is a safety.
That's the big thing as an offensive lineman is you feel that pressure and you're backed up against your own goal line. You'll do anything to stop him.
I've been there.
From getting back there. But you've also got to realize if I hold him in this end zone, it's a safety. And with a young team, a young mistake like that can happen. We've got to realize that. We cannot let that happen.
3 snaps is all you need. Campbell County only has 2 timeouts. So if you can snap it 3 times off the goal line, you are going to improve to 4-4 on the year and advance to the playoffs for the 12th consecutive year.
I mean, you're inside the 1-yard line. You're literally inches away from that line on the end zone. I mean,
there's not much worse feeling than lining up with your feet in the end zone.
And I don't know that you really practice for this situation. Heavy situation. Sweat grinds forward. And we'll get it up to about the 3 or 4 yard line. So that's good.
Got a little bit of room to breathe now.
And Campbell County will use their first timeout with 1:13 remaining in the football game. So Campbell County can only stop the clock one more time. They put the ball down at about the 3. You know Campbell County is going to try to strip the football out. They're going to try to wreak as much havoc as they possibly can here on this snap. Fulton's got to be aware of that, and they've got to just take care of the football.
This is definitely a playoff game.
Yeah, it is.
It's got playoff implications in it, but this is definitely a playoff atmosphere here at Bob Black Field. It's got, the energy from the crowd. This is a playoff moment, and your stars and your big players, they step up in big situations. And right now, we're about to find out a lot about this Fulton football team heading into the postseason.
Yeah, definitely. You're going to see who's in it and who's just interested. You're going to see who's committed to this right here. Guys like Jackson Peebles just really been showing out tonight. I think that's who you're going to have to look to on this drive. Or you could see more of Mccovery. He's been kind of quiet lately, but
I think Fulton's going to stick with the simple I formation, the heavy formation. Yep. They see it gets them 2 yards. All you've got to do is get a clean snap and a clean block.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. Campbell County stacks it off. Fulton gets the line of scrimmage. Here's off to the races. Here's a big run. This is Mac. He's going to break a school record as Mac Mccovery has gone 99 yards for the touchdown. Hello, playoffs.
I think that ties it.
Tying a record.
I was in on the other one.
Actually, it's 97 yards. That's not the record, but I'm going to give him the record tonight. Mac Mccovery, 97 yards. And the Falcons increase the lead to 33-26.
Excellent blocking up front. Nobody held. Everybody opened up the hole. Patient running by Mccovery. Full head of steam. And rumble, young man, rumble.
But the touchdown might have been the worst thing that could have happened because it's 33-26.
You go for 2.
This would make it an 8-point game. Campbell County is going to have a chance to throw it in the end zone to tie it up here. Here's the snap, the kick, is up, and
Wide.
it is no good. Wide
right.
right. So the touchdown might have been the worst thing that could have happened.
I think you go for 2 in that situation. 9-point game, ball game.
55 seconds left. Fulton 33, Campbell County 26. As 7-point lead for the Falcons here, and Campbell County will have a chance to possibly tie it up.
Not worried.
Boy.
Not worried at all.
You go from out of the frying pan right into the fire. But in that situation, as a player, you never think that.
Yeah, it's one of those.
You're running for daylight.
In this situation, as a player, you have to play chess and not checkers. Yes, you want to go for the touchdown, but you've got to be aware of how much time is left.
Whew.
As the WKCS booth has been converted to standing room only.
Woo. I mean, that's all I can say. And
Mojica, who had not missed an extra point all year, has missed 2 of them. And those 2 missed extra points loom large.
Yeah, that would have clinched the game if you make both of those.
So now you've got to play defense. Here's Mojica to kick it away. Line drive kick down the field. Rolling around, still rolling. Shepard's going to pick it up on the 5, and he's going to be blasted down at the 15-yard line. Good coverage by the Falcons.
Great squib kick by Mojica.
And that's going to make the job for Campbell County a little bit harder here.
Yeah, that's a great call special teams-wise to kind of pooch that one down the field and see what happens. It wasn't just a simple squib kick. He tried to just fully bounce that one down the field and see where it landed. Luckily, it landed at the 5, and they've got it. They just picked it up for a 10-yard return.
That also takes away a fair catch and a touchback, and you get to eat up some clock with it.
Well, who would have thought scoring a touchdown was the worst thing that could happen? 50 seconds left. Campbell County's got to go 85 yards. They only have 1 timeout left.
And that's the biggest thing is they can't stop the clock like they want to. They've only got 1 chance to do it.
3 receivers near side. They throw it out far side to Allen, and Allen is going to be cut down after only about a 2-yard gain. And the clock's running. Campbell County is not calling a timeout here.
I think they're just wanting to go quick.
Or they might spike it.
Or they might think they're out.
Well, the scoreboard shows 1 timeout. 3 receivers near side, 27 seconds left. This
Still
is uncanny.
no rush.
3 receivers near side. Back to pass. Steps up, going to throw one up deep, looking out of bounds. Out of bounds and incomplete. Intended for Karan Williams with 16.9 seconds left.
A little bit of pushing and shoving on defense right there, but overall, that was a good play. Just ran out of real estate.
So it's 3rd and 8. Now they
about to be your 2 point.
16.9 seconds left. Again, 5 wide receivers set to go down the field for the Cougars. 33-26, Fulton with the lead here in the 4th quarter. Trying to advance to the playoffs for the 12th consecutive year.
False start.
And now we've got people taking off early. As it was Shanks, the middle receiver on the near side, took off early. It'll move it back 5 yards. Now, does Campbell County have some sort of flea flicker, flip the ball all around the field type thing? And with an inexperienced defense, that's going to be a tough play to have to defend.
You're going to need a miracle the medal lands here.
Again, 5 receivers. 3rd down, 13 for the quarterback, Hunter White. White in the shotgun. Fulton to rush 4. White, pressure, throws, deep middle's got a man, and he's going to be hit down quick. It will be a 1st down as the pass is complete to Devon Jones up to the 32-yard line. 10 seconds left. Cougars going to try to get over the football to try to snap it, and they will be forced to take that last timeout with 6.4 seconds left. And I think now you almost have to draw this up as this may be the last play of the game.
Pitch it backwards. That's all you can.
Yeah, you just.
I've never seen a high school football team really, in my eyes, be disciplined enough with it. I think that there's a lot on the line. You've got
because you got to think you've got to be aware of where you are, where the next guy is, what's his location on the field, how much time is left, what's going to have the cleanest route.
And when you're blocking, it just makes it that much harder because if they reverse field, you see a number, block in the back, it's going back. I mean.
So Fulton leading 33-26, 6.4 seconds left. Campbell County trying to score a touchdown here to cut it to 1, and then Justin Price would have the choice, play for overtime or go for 2. I would think you go for 2 if you get a touchdown just because it would be such a big momentum shift.
And, yeah, I mean, getting that touchdown, that takes the life out of the defense in this kind of situation. You see it on Sundays all the time. If it comes down to this and they get a touchdown at the end, they go for 2. And the number one thing they're always questioned about in the interview is either, A, why did you go for 2 there if you don't get it? Or if they force overtime and they lose, why didn't you go for 2?
So it's 1st and 10, but that's inconsequential right now. 6.4 seconds left. Here is White out of the shotgun. He'll have 3 receivers near side, 2 to the far side. White drops back, pressure on. White is going to be stopped, and the Falcons will win this football game 33-26. What a victory for this Fulton football team to come from behind in the 4th quarter. And for the 12th consecutive year, the Fulton Falcons will be advancing to the TSSAA State Football Playoffs as they defeat the Campbell County Cougars in a dandy of a football game, 33-26.
Hats off to Cam Stokes and Seth Vaughn back there just salting it away with the sack.
And we never really mentioned Seth tonight.
Yeah, they've been having a quiet night tonight, both of the Vaughn brothers. We've seen Keenan some, but Seth tonight, they've just bottled up the middle so much he hasn't really had a chance to make a play.
Big-time players step up in big-time situations, and Seth Vaughn just stepped up to be a big man for the Fulton Falcons moving forward into the playoffs. This Fulton defense showed tonight they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. They don't quit.
Well, this was a gut-check victory by this Fulton football team. Down so many players, down coaches, injuries, and to come from behind to win 33-26. Steve Diggs is with the victorious head football coach.
What a great night, Coach. It was a must-win, but this was a fun win.
It was. You know, we didn't play well at times and had way too many penalties that could have really cost us a football game right there. But, you know, I thought we gutted it out and kids played hard and got after it, and we made some plays when we had to and, you know, got some turnovers, a few picks right there that really helped us out. And then our offense at times finally started getting going a little bit. So it was a fun night.
And Coach, 12th consecutive year going to the playoffs.
Well, that's big. I mean, that's an expectation here, and you know, it's one of those things that doesn't get old, and we hope we can get there and make some noise this time.
Coach, a big interception by Peoples down here at the end of the game on the 1 yard line or 2 yard line. That was exciting, but then you're still in a tough position there on the 2 yard line, and then Mccovery goes, you know, for a long run.
Yeah, you know, we ran a sneak that first play to kind of get it out of that hole right there, and we noticed that they had everybody packed inside. So we just kind of walled it off and ran it off tackle. Mac hit it up in there, and our offensive line tight ends did a good job right there.
Yeah, Mac really had a good game tonight.
He did. You know, Mac's the most he's played in a while. You know, we held one out tonight with some discipline stuff, and you know, Mac took advantage of his opportunity.
And Coach, I thought one turning point. You know, it looked gloom for a second half. We threw an interception, but then Gibson comes back, turns it back around, takes one to the house.
Yeah, that was huge. You know, that from a momentum standpoint, we really needed that at the time, and I don't know which one was bigger, that one or the one that Peoples got down there on the goal line, but both of them were huge.
Coach, at times tonight, it just seemed like we had a hard time getting our offense and defense in sync, playing well at the same time.
Yeah, you know, sometimes we'd get something going offensively, and then we couldn't make a stop, and then we'd start making some stops defensively, and we wouldn't spend a whole lot of time on the field on offense before we had to punt again, and that's a whole nother thing was our special teams tonight, and that cost us 14 points.
Yeah, on the special teams tonight, we just had a big struggle, no question. The exchange on the punts, extra points. We've not missed extra points this year, so a tough night there.
It was, you know, and I've said this forever, and I'll go to my grave with it. I mean, special teams is a third of the game, you know, and I think you got to win at least 2 of them. In most cases to win a football game, and special teams has got to be an automatic for us. And, you know, we missed, I think, 3 extra points or 2 extra points in a field goal. We dropped 2 or had 2 bad snaps on punts, and those have got to be automatics for us, and they weren't tonight.
And Coach, I thought there was a lot of players to really call out tonight. We saw a lot of good things, but I was encouraged by number 10 tonight.
Yeah, he did a good job. Of course, Tommy's a competitor, and no moment is too big or too small for him, and I'm glad he's on my team.
Coach, you already mentioned earlier we were without some of our players tonight. I think you had 11 not dressed tonight, and it was good to get C.J. Roach back tonight.
It was. C.J.'s our Swiss Army knife. I mean, C.J. will play receiver, fullback, H-back, inside receiver, outside receiver, tight end, and he did tonight. He'll play strong safety. He'll play inside linebacker, outside linebacker. He plays a little bit of everything, so C.J.'s important to us.
Coach, we have 2 more games left. I know you're not satisfied by just going – with the playoffs. You want to win and play well these next 2 games. Next week we go against and go out the West, the hottest team in the region, I guess, at this time. Give us some thoughts about going into that game.
Well, West is the measuring stick in our region right now. They're as good as it gets here, and they're good on both sides of the ball, and so it'll be a huge test for us. But, these next 2, we need to play well in them and start getting some momentum that you can carry with you into the playoffs. So this is going to be important to us.
Coach, congratulations. A great night, a fun night. Good job.
All right, thank you.
Well, Steve, it didn't look like it was going to happen when it was 14-0 in favor of Campbell County, but this was an absolute gut-check victory by this Fulton football team in the toughest of situations.
I've been encouraged by the team last couple of weeks with their attitude. We got down tonight, no question, but this team didn't give up. They didn't start going into a blame game on the sideline or anything like that. They stayed in good spirits and kept working, and I think we're seeing some leadership pop up. We always know Tommy's, a really strong leader, and I felt like tonight he stepped it up even more, and I could call out some others, but it's always fun for me. I'm a defensive guy. I love seeing some of those plays we made on defense and seeing that defensive line, especially attacking the offense. That was special.
Steve, thanks a lot. Great job tonight. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
All right, great as always to have Steve on the sideline. I think one of the best parts of a win is getting to hear Coach Black after the game, what he takes away from it, because we know what we think. They probably get tired of hearing us, but it's always nice to, have a little view inside the head of what runs the whole show.
Yeah, and tonight it was a testament to this Fulton team. You're in a playoff situation. You've got to go out there and you've got to compete and you've got to win. And that's the biggest thing for Fulton tonight, back against the wall so many times. I mean so many times. You go down 14-0 early in this game, and right before halftime, as the buzzer goes on the clock, you punch it in the end zone. You come out, you throw an interception. Then you come out on defense, you get 2 back-to-back interceptions, and you take the lead. Then you just kind of fall apart and then piece everything back together towards the end. And in playoff football, it's what you got to do. If you can hold on and be close, I know it's not a pretty win, and I know Fulton is Fulton football, and they're supposed to go out and dominate people every week. That's the expectation. That's not reality.
Right.
Reality is you've got 11 guys on both sides of the football tonight playing their heart out against the Campbell County team, and they go down the field and they score when they needed to score. Not just once, not just twice. They did it 3 times. Once at the half, then you march down the field and you score again to take the lead, and then at the end, you've got Mccovery who just puts a tagger in it. That's a relentless team, and that's a team full of heart that we saw tonight.
Yeah, and definitely one of the biggest takeaways is you've got competitors on the team, like Rob Black said. I mean, look at Tommy Sweat, plays both sides of the ball. Not at one point during this game did he look defeated, did he look tired. In his mind, down 14-0, still a ball game. It's ours to win. Him, Peebles, Jackson, they're guys that you can always tell they know they're still in it.
Well, and we talked about it so many times tonight, is we saw Parker, me and you, we were so hard on this team.
It's tonight. Because we know they can do it.
And it's because you're playing 11 guys on both sides of the football that can win a game like this. Mm-hmm. We're so hard on them because we know they've got the ability to do it. Fulton has the athletes to go out here and win these games when they're not supposed to, because they're athletic, they don't give up, and they fight. I mean, we got a team full of dogs out here that just go out here every Friday night and try and get a scrappy win. And tonight, that's what that is. That's a scrappy win for a scrappy team. And when you let a team like that keep winning like this, it creates for a force to be reckoned with in the postseason. We saw it last year. Fulton battled the injury bug towards the end of the season. They were fighting hard with this point last year was really the turning point in the season. Fought hard with West. You upset Oak Ridge to have a 3-win season. Then you're forced to go on the road to a very good Ray County team, and your season ends there. But it's because of the situation they were in. And every team in this state and every team in this nation is faced with COVID. That's the biggest injury bug this year. And Fulton showed tonight with 11 guys out. 11 guys out. Enough for a third team out there tonight.
Yeah.
11 guys out. They showed why they need to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's not just practice squad guys. You're missing 11 guys. A lot of those starters, and even if they aren't starters, that's your 1As that, okay, Vaughn over there's cramping up. Go get him real quick. And you don't have that. Thankfully, this is probably some of the best shape we've seen this team in. No guys really got shook up. We didn't see a whole lot of cramps. Didn't see anyone really come to the sideline except to get a breather. Like Mac, I mean, you get 6-7 carries in a row, I'm going to need a break too. That's just him being human. I think the team definitely answered and kind of played to the situation they had. They knew it was going to have to be done, and they made the best of the hand they were dealt.
Jackson, you were out there in the stands towards the end of the game when Fulton and Campbell County were battling back and forth. When Campbell County took that last lead, as a fan, what were your thoughts?
Sitting from a fan standpoint, I honestly thought it might be over. We fought this hard to come back and do better than we did last season. From a fan standpoint, and I was right there. I was watching it all happen. And it kind of hurt my feelings for all the seniors. But then there was a spark at some point in that game when they were going back and forth, tit for tat. Like there was some kind of spark. And bam, it's back and forth. I mean, the Fulton Falcons, they started picking up towards the end, and I was very happy with them. Tommy Sweat, like you said, Parker, he didn't go down once. You too, Corbin. Y'all both said that neither of them have, or that he didn't lose hope, and that's the thing.
Yeah, and he's a kid I've always liked because he's always in it. He never gives up. Being a quarterback, especially starting on varsity, you've got a lot of criticism pointed your way. And I go up to bat for him all the time. People can say, oh, well, he's been struggling. He needs to do this, needs to do that. Why is he not doing this? We need to put this guy in at quarterback. What people don't realize is Tommy is a leader on this team. He may not always have the plays go his way, but he never takes himself out. He just gets right back to the ball, makes a play the next time he gets a chance, and he always stays in. He never hangs his head. You don't have to worry about, do I really want this guy leading my team? There's a reason he's the lone captain every week.
Well, here's also the thing for Fulton. Tonight, they advanced to 30-59 when allowing 20 or more points. So the odds were not in Fulton's favor right there at the end of the game when Campbell County got into the 20-point range and then on into the 26
And that's something we talked about at halftime. They were flirting with disaster of starting to be a little stacked.
And also tonight, Fulton adds their 9th come-from-behind win. Had to come from behind twice in this football game as they were down 26-20.
That was under Robbie, that is.
Yeah, under Coach Black, that is. Their 9th come-from-behind win under Coach Black. And I think this one might be the sweetest one because you look back at these ones here on here. You had Campbell County in 2019. You were down 6-0. You go on to win 24-6. Oak Ridge 27-26. You blank Morristown West. You blank Carter nearly. Covington, you blanked them. And Pigeon Forge, you blanked them from coming from behind. Twice tonight, Fulton had to come from behind. All of those games on that schedule right there, Fulton.
They were unanswered.
Yeah, they were nearly unanswered points that Fulton scored. Tonight, Fulton battled it out with Campbell County. They were able to get the win over the Cougars by coming from behind twice. And that says a lot about this team. We talk about the maturity level of this team.
That's a resilient team.
And trying to move forward and head towards the postseason, how we're so young. And from the outside, that's what Fulton is. Fulton's a very young team. But tonight they showed that they're mature, and that's what you got to have moving forward.
Yeah, definitely. You got a lot of young guys on there, but one thing Coach Black and the rest of the staff will tell you, as soon as you hit that midpoint of the season, there's no sophomores, there's no freshmen. You're on this team. You've got experience. You don't have the youth excuse. You're still going to make those mistakes, but you can't use it as a crutch.
For the first time, for the first time since the 2018 football year, Fulton has a 500 record or above 500. 500 or above.
At this point in the season, yes.
At this point in the season. 2018, they went on to be 9-1 that year.
Yes.
Last year they were 3-8 technically at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
But they never reached the 500 mark. They never had a winning
That's something
record,
they haven't done since you were on the team.
A 500 record or above. So, huge win for Fulton tonight and moving forward. Parker, looking ahead at West, what's Fulton got to do? You heard Steve mention West, the hottest team really in the state and in the 5A region.
I agree they're the hottest team in the state. However, I will make the bold statement, you cannot play to West's ability. They are a hot team. They've got some dang good playmakers, but I will say this. I'll go out on a limb and say they're one of the most inconsistent teams in the state right now. They're a very hot team, but if you watch any of their games, listen to them, look at the box scores, there's an ebb and flow to how they play. You can see, oh, yeah, they'll throw up 30 points, no big deal. Or you can also look, they'll throw 2 interceptions and a half. Their offense may get a pick, or their defense may get a pick six, make some big statement tackles, or they can give up a 40-yard run. The thing is, I don't believe West has yet to put together an entire game. And they have won some games, but I don't think they've put together a complete game.
Parker, the main game we've seen West play is that Powell game. We both watched that game on television. And for the most part, towards the end of the game, I mean, West was up big in that game. And then they kind of fell apart. Powell tried to come back. West gets the ball back, and then they're dogged for punting it down to the 3-yard line, and then they get an interception, and they win the football game.
Mm-hmm.
That was a take-that moment for West because they're stopped at their 50. They punt it down to the 3, then they score to close out the game. Looking at Fulton, we're also inconsistent. Looking at the game, 2 inconsistent teams lining up against each other. Games at West.
Mm-hmm.
Do either team have to piece together a full game?
That's sort of why I say you can't play to their ability. You have to play above. But it's one of those, you need to worry about your game. You can assume that they're going to make mistakes, but if you assume they're going to make mistakes, you're just going to let them run away with it. You have to play your game and make for and play for the breaks when they come your way. West is, like I said, a dang good football team, but you have to play above what you expect out of them. Fulton just needs to play Fulton football. I know we say this, probably sounds like a broke record, but it's the same reason why me and Corbin are so critical of some of these kids. We know what abilities they have. We know what they can do. If you can give us a decent lineup, you know what, avoid this whole COVID thing for a little bit, this team, by any means, should be able to play second or third in the region. Easy.
As we're now joined by Russell Mays to wrap things up for us tonight, Fulton gets the win over Campbell County 33-26.
Just a gut check victory for this Fulton football team. Down 11 people that did not dress tonight, either because of disciplinary reasons, injuries, contact tracing. I mean, and you're playing without your top running back.
Both your top receivers.
Your top running back as far as rushing yards. Mm-hmm. And what can you say about Mccovery tonight? A legendary night for him when you absolutely had to have it. Not only the 97-yard touchdown run, but just being able to gash.
Yeah, and that's one thing
Campbell
we talked
County
about. There's not many guys at this level that you can give them 8 carries in a row and get positive yards on each one.
We've been waiting on it.
Yeah.
We've been waiting on Mccovery to be able to – he nagged with injuries middle of the season. He's battled back from that. We thought he was going to be the number 1 running back coming into the season. He was going to get the start. He showed great promise last year. And this year, just injury after injury, you feel like. Then he's playing halfway. He's only getting out there in key situations. And then tonight,
I think Max
even
back.
if he wasn't 100%, he looked it.
Yeah. Well, let's call some other names tonight. And if we forget anybody, C.J. Roach.
Yeah, definitely was
back
big.
at practice yesterday and was out there making big plays for this football team in a situation where they absolutely had to have him.
There's a reason why they call him Coach Roach, and it's because he knows so much about this offense, so much about this defense, and he knows so much about the game. And that's why a kid like Roach can come out a day before the practice, because I know he was probably sitting at home watching huddle, trying to keep up. He knew he was going to play. He thought from the start of the week he was going to play. I'm sure he took his time to keep up with Campbell County, see what they're going to do, and he executed it tonight.
Yeah, and it's just like Coach Black said, not only does he buy in, does he study film, he's one of those guys, they can throw him anywhere, and you can expect good things out of him.
Dre Peebles, who has had to step up, and now you're kind of the playmaker of the offense now. You were the third or fourth receiver before. Now you're having to step up and become the playmaker.
So many people called him undersized. They said he was too little, said he wasn't quick enough. He would get picked on by 6 foot and up receivers.
But look what he did when they picked on him last season.
And look at what he's done. I mean,
what he's doing now.
Yeah.
Go down to Rayshawn Jackson.
Young guy, young kid that's shown a lot of promise over the past couple of weeks. And he's one of those who can light that spark for this Fulton offense. And we saw it on that I believe it was either a second or third down on the trips, right over the middle, just something quick where he could have picked up the first down. Instead, he rumbles all the way down here to about the 30 or 25.
And not just that. Think about where he's come from. 4 or 5 weeks ago? He's not even in the conversation.
Yeah.
It's Marcellus, it's Tommy, it's Peebles. And look where he's at now. He's front and center, leading your offense, making some dang good plays on defense. And it's not just, he gets first down here. He's making plays in critical situations where a lot of people fold, where some guys just fall under pressure. He's stepping up and making the plays.
And I know we're forgetting some guys, but and then you have a kid like Brashawn Garden who
practice squad.
Basically, like this is your first year playing. You're a JV guy, getting experience in JV games. Although we haven't had a JV game, it feels like in a little while because of situations. All right, now you're going to have to start, and not only start as a first-year player, learning the game. You're going to have to return kicks. You're going to have to make some plays on defense, and that's the kind of the situation of next man up. And I think he was the embodiment of that.
Yeah,
tonight.
And he sees the moment. I mean, you'll have starting returners on any team. You're lucky to get to the 25, 30-yard line. He's returning them midfield.
Yeah, and I haven't had a chance to talk with the young man or really get to know him, but I can tell he's got the eye and the mental toughness for football. Being able to get thrown in your first year like that and you're asked to produce at such a high level, tonight he showed it.
You talk about your linemen. You talk about your linemen, the Vaughns, Bill Anderson, guys, Cameron Stokes, guys both on the defensive side. I mean, except for a couple of times on the defensive side, they kept Allen bottled up. He did get loose a couple of times, but when they at the end of the game, when they needed yards from Allen, they couldn't get it.
Yeah, definitely. He did have some productivity, but if you analyze just this game tonight, he doesn't look like he has 900-plus yards on the season. He looks like your run-of-the-mill running back who's good to get about 80 a game at best. They really handled him well. He did break a couple big ones, even had some playing the passing game, but overall I feel like they handled him well and answered probably best they could.
And that's that whole front seven on the Fulton defense. They were short. Your line especially was short. We talked late in the game how Fulton just really wasn't able to get pressure and how the game ended. It ended on a pressure play.
Yeah. Jerrison Gibson with the pick six.
That's one kid right there that I played with him, and that's one kid right there. He gives 110% on everything. He watches so closely at everything. He knows this offense. He knows this defense. And for him to get out there, I mean, we saw early in the season he scored on offense, and now tonight a pick six off of a screen that he read perfectly.
And, just so many other guys tonight, and culminating with Tommy Sweat.
Well,
and, again, at quarterback at times, I mean, he just goes out there and battles with limited receivers, and I'm sure the fans, you get upset because there were some open passes that were missed. There were some things, but in the clutch situation, when the game was on the line, it was 2 runs by him that capped the drive to put Fulton that put Fulton ahead. And I couldn't be happier for anybody else in this whole wide world.
Well, that's a kid right there who it doesn't matter what the score is. It doesn't matter if he's up 40-2 against the team. He's telling his guys not to give up.
Mm-hmm.
He's the first one on the field to give somebody a high five whenever they did something good. He's the last one off the field trying to shake everybody's hands as they're coming off on offense or coming off on defense, and he doesn't hang his head. When he gets down, I mean, we've seen him throw 2 interceptions. We saw him tonight throw one right to a defender and
look
then
what he does the rest of the night.
People. He could have hung his head and said, man, whatever, I give up.
All he did
I
was
don't
put
want
on
to
more
be your
steam.
quarterback. But tonight he
when he
stepped
had,
up. He's mature.
When he had to engineer the drive to win it.
Yeah, and that's just experience from the quarterback position. He's able to see the defense. He's able to see the field, and he's able to make key throws and key plays. I mean, the bootleg down here on the goal line that put Fulton up. I mean, I couldn't have been any more happier for him.
And that's not just reading it either.
either.
That was an athletic play, just legging it out, finding the corner. I mean, he outran half the defense right there.
Well, and you know, it's just you know, it just is a gut check win, you know, and for Mac to have a big night, Tommy to make the big play, the defense to step up when you're down 11 people, just it's an incredible win. You even up at 4-4 on the year. Hats off to Campbell County for playing an outstanding football game. That, you know, you just have to, you know, you put yourself in their shoes. They played their guts out and, you know, go home with a loss after, you know, putting themselves in a situation to win at the goal line and throwing the interception there. They're going to be a very good team next year. So our hats off to Campbell County for just they're a really good. They're a really good football team, and for Fulton to win tonight really says something about the moxie of when you have your back against the wall, making something happen.
Yeah, right now everybody talks about, Central, Powell, West, about the hot teams to watch right now. Campbell County, watch out for them in a year or two. I'd say even next year they're going to have a pretty good team because you look at the depth chart, you've got sophomore, freshman, junior, all these guys coming back. There's maybe a handful of seniors on there starting 22. I think you need to worry about these Cougars coming up.
All right, so next for the Falcons, it's at West on Friday night, the number 1 team in Class 5A. And we've already played a couple of number 1 teams in Class 5A.
I feel like at times that's all our schedule is number 1 teams.
Now it's back in the fire against a very good West team, and then you close out your season against Oak Ridge. Now you're in a situation, you're pretty much in the playoffs as you're now 3-1. The West game becomes big all of a sudden because now if somehow you can find a way to win with the situation that we're in, if you can somehow overcome that, you know, you've really put yourself in a great position. But still, no matter what, you're probably on the road to the playoffs, and you know, you would say for all the adversity this team's overcome, you can say making the playoffs is a great accomplishment.
Yeah, and me and Corbin actually talked about it some during the week and just kind of sitting down and doing the math. It's not totally out of the realm of possibilities to Fulton actually have a first-round home game. I mean, a lot of things are going to fall in place for that to happen, but it is possible, especially after seeing how that Powell West game went. I wouldn't be surprised by anything going forward.
Yeah, so congratulations to the Falcons. Our hats off to Campbell County on a great effort tonight. Nothing but respect for their program and their people, some of the best people around. You know, you just hate somebody had to lose a game like that, but for Fulton, it was just an incredible win. So we want to say a very special hello to all of the Falcons that are at home tonight. If you're still watching,
they've all checked out.
There's quite a folks, a lot of Falcons at home that are watching and listening. We want to say thank you for tuning in to the broadcast tonight. We certainly appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed it. I know we had a bunch of technical glitches. It was just kind of one of those nights all around, but hopefully you got to see the end, which was definitely a happy ending for the Falcons. So once again, our final score: Fulton wins over Campbell County 33-26. The Falcons improve to 4-4 on the year. We'll go to West next week. Fulton 4-1 at home this year after being 1-4 last year at home. the Falcons really did a great job in their home games this year, winning 4 of the 5 that they played at home. Next week will be at West. We want to thank everyone that makes these broadcasts possible here on WKCS Radio. On the pregame show, you had Jackson Powell, you had Tommy Sweat, you had Rain Hill. On our video streaming director is Nicholas Slagle, who pulled his hair out tonight because of some of the technical glitches that we had.
It seemed like everything on that side of the glass just went wrong.
Winslow Borovich is our cameraman, along with Scott Weisgarber. Another person that pulled his hair out tonight was Chris Mays on stats. His computer went kaput, just like our streaming computer went kaput. Everything went kaput tonight. Yeah, his card here that says "I quit" is still up here, and I have a feeling he'll be using that each and every week.
Well, you see, we're usually a little slow to file paperwork here at WKCS, so just count on being here till week 10 or 11.
Yeah, consider it a lifetime commitment.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris has left the building.
When it's blood, it's forever. Also, thanks Josh Nevius on the broadcast and helping us out, getting everything set up, and with spotting with PA. Let's see, who else are we forgetting? Of course, we had Jackson on the pregame show. Corbin's out of here. Parker Hall, and for everyone here at WKCS Radio, including Robert Sheffield in the studio, who tries to control all of this mess on that end, and he does an outstanding job. This is Russell Mays saying thanks for listening to Fulton Football here on WKCS Radio. The Falcons win tonight over Campbell County 33-26. Until next week, so long, everyone. Good night, Reagan. Happy birthday tomorrow. Good night, Anderson. So long, everyone.